Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Carnation Clash. I'm Arya again, and this is my friend Chase, and we'll be casting today.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Yes, like Arya said, we're here for day number 2 of Carnation Clash. It's going to be our playoff stage. So you saw yesterday, for those of you at home watching, the quarterfinal matchup, first best of 3. So today we're going to have our semifinals as well as our grand finals live streamed. We have 4 teams left in our bracket. So the match that we'll be seeing on stream today, it's going to be, I believe, Piplup Pookies up against is it Team Dorothy and Friends? Is that right? Well, I think we'll get the bracket up here
Uh,
in a second to kind of break
I
it down
thought it
for you.
was Castle's Kittens.
That might be right. I think you're right on that one. So, um, yes, it is
Yeah,
Castle's Kittens.
it's
You can see
Castle's
it there.
Kittens. Yeah.
We had an opportunity to see Castle's Kittens on stream yesterday. We saw them kind of jump out to a rough start, but it seems like they've really figured things out, right? They got their revenge against Nepo Weak
Mm-hmm.
Daisies, the team that caused them a bit of kerfuffle early on in day number 1. I'm curious, Arya, what you're looking to see out of Castle's Kittens.
I'm looking to see perhaps Castle on the Neon. I know he's nasty on it, and we've seen Dorothy run over lobbies with the Neon, so I'm hoping to see um, him really show up for this game against the Pipple Pookies, who we haven't seen before, but I'm excited to see what will happen and if there'll be an upset versus the number one seed.
Yeah, Piplup Pookies, like you just mentioned, they haven't been on stream, but they are our top seed. They went completely undefeated in the Swiss stage on day number 1 and took care of business against them in Maxers 2-0, who we felt like we talked about being a team that maybe was to look out for as a dark horse. They handled it pretty solidly. I believe that matchup was 13-6, 13-7, something like that in 2-0 fashion. So Piplup Pookies looking very, very strong. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, it will be happening simultaneously off stream. Dorothy and Friends versus Pharma LLC, 2 teams we have seen on stream, 2 teams we've seen be very successful on stream. Yesterday in the quarterfinal, we watched Pharma LLC pretty much dominate Team Rocket. Arya, I'm curious
Mm-hmm.
for your thoughts on those 2 teams that'll be happening off stream.
I mean, both teams we've seen are really, really strong. Pharma LLC, low key, probably more well rounded, and Dorothy and Friends is. I'd say a lot of the weight is on Dorothy to be their star duelist and open sites up for them. So my money is on Pharma LLC to pull through, but it's a toss up. What do
Yeah,
you think?
definitely. I think I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Dorothy and Friends, they are called Dorothy and Friends for a reason. And we saw that in this live stream matchup between them and Castle's Kittens, where Dorothy was just diving into sites and cracking everything open, and it was super great for them. But if he's not frying, they're really going to struggle. Meanwhile, on Pharma LLC, it was pretty much across the board domination, 13-2,
Mm-hmm.
13-4 in their best of 3 against Team Rocket. And it wasn't just one player. We highlighted Braden going into that match, but he didn't need to be a superstar hero for them just because of how well rounded that whole roster was. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them kind of take care of business against Dorothy and Friends. We might be looking at a Pharma LLC run through the other side of bracket. But this matchup that we're going to be seeing between Piplup Pookies and Castle's Kittens should be very exciting. We talked about it on day 1 while we were waffling about waiting about
Mm-hmm.
the the cycle deck potential of Castle's Kittens. I'm curious how Piplup Pookies will play. Their playstyle is pretty crazy to me. I don't know what to expect,
Mm.
right? We haven't seen them on stream. I'm not too familiar with a lot of these players. They're pretty new to our tournament series. However, they're taking care of business. They're kicking veterans' butts all over the place.
Yeah. I
And I
mean,
bel
yeah,
no, go
I'm
ahead, go ahead.
excited to see the comps are running because I've seen like the match reports, and I wouldn't say like, let me pull it up. Um, Holy load! I
I
mean,
think it
they're
was
playing like the Sage on every single map, and
exactly.
we don't normally see Sage on like, what is this, Sage on like Sunset, or that's kind of normal, but on like, I don't know. Hopefully, like if they played something like Abyss, maybe they'll swap up the Sentinels. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it will be a stylistic clash between these two teams, right? You're going to be looking at, a more traditional comps out of Castles Kittens. We talked about that beforehand. As we look at the map vetoes here, we could see that Castles Kittens did pick that map of Haven. So despite the fact that we missed they did not succeed on Haven when we saw them on stream, right? We
Mm.
saw them kind of get crushed by Darthy and friends, but they pick Haven, right? This is what they want to play. So that's an interesting pick in my mind. I think it could be a comfortability thing, maybe Castle's calling style, right? Haven's a pretty traditional map. We talked about how it's been around for so long, so there's a lot of opportunity to know how to play it, even if it's just a bunch of players that you're pugging with for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, Piplup Pookie's map number 2 is going to go to Sunset. So you talked about that Sage on Sunset. We talked about the Sage being pretty much in all their comps. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that out of them on Sunset. So I'm curious what your thoughts are going into Haven.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at what they played previously, and they did play the Sage on Haven, which honestly is pretty hard. Like, it's hard to get a lot of info, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle like sea holds and where this wall is going to be going. And I assume it's going to be garage, but who knows?
Yeah, and then on the side of Castles Kittens, they played that ISO Yoru comp last time, is
Mm-hmm.
what we saw on stream. Um, Again, not to varying degrees of success, mostly unsuccessful. So I wonder, you wanted to see the Neon come out from Castle. So I wonder if they'll make a compositional change and perhaps let him play Neon, play more of like that Breach Sova comp that you're more familiar with seeing behind that Neon. And just kind of let Castle open things up on his own, because he was kind of struggling to find success on that Yoru just with the entering onto sites, as well as on defense finding those opening picks. So I wouldn't be surprised
Mm-hmm.
to see maybe a bit of a compositional change from that side. As we look at the two rosters, we're a little familiar with Castles Kittens. Let's take a look at Piplup Pookie. So we have ASIC, Muggsy, Chew, Soviet, and Rezi, my goat. Muggsy's the only name that stands out to me as a returning player, a returning veteran on Piplup Pookie. So we said it was a lot of newcomers, and they're taking care of business. Arya, have you heard much about the Piplup Pookie's roster?
Um, I've not heard much, but I feel like I'm looking at like these kill scores in like their previous games, and it's honestly really well rounded. Like their draft seems to be like basically everyone's on top. Like Muggsy, of course, the lowest pick on the Sage. Hard to find much value, but everyone else is always hovering between like 15 and 20 kills every map, and it seems like everyone's just kind of equal in skill level,
Yeah, and
with
jumping in
ASIC
here,
kind of higher.
we could see that Sage is coming out for Muggsy, a Viper comp, Viper Omen on the side of Piplup Pookies. Meanwhile, exactly what we wanted to see from Castle's Kittens. Castle is on that Neon, maybe
Hmm.
a less traditional comp coming out, no Breach to support him. However, it's going to be an opportunity to really fry for him. So very exciting stuff here as we jump into map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Neon and is going to be really hard for different cookies to hold site, especially the solo stage. You have to be ready with the slows, and the jet can just go over the wall and help the Neon after she goes in. And it's going to be really hard for them to kind of anchor even with the Viper.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you on that. So we're going to be seeing Piplup's Pookies starting on the defensive half here. Just a traditional group towards A, and a pretty default Viper wall here on the defensive side. So curious to see how they choose to handle that. And it's just a fast explosion. Look at that. Immediately jumping in, lighting up the scoreboard. It's going to force them to have to play for this retake. Site smoke coming down, but not quite in time as Clancy opens it up on the Muggsy. Plant's going to be coming down now in a 5v3.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Muggsy wanted to try to flood onto site, but I don't know who's on Jet, but Jet just left the site, and Muggsy kind of just donated them a free kill, and it's going to be really hard for them to retake.
Yeah, great crossfire position set up in the hell. Omen Blind going to come in to open up this defensive retake. Chiyu and Mega Knight go 1-for-1. Clancy with the second on the round. It's going to be a 1v4 for Chiyu, and Clancy with 3 on this first pistol. That's going to be the first round of our semifinal going the way of Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, Castle with the Neon, like, insane movement to just immediately take out the Silva for the first pick, and they kind of just crumbled under the pressure until the Spookies could not hold the site.
As we get into this anti-eco here for Castle's Kittens, it It looks like a bit of a mid play probably going to be coming out here for Piplup just looking for some early gunfights, and I think Castle's Kittens are more than happy to take this brawl. It looks like they're going to go for something fast in the garage. It could be a very quick round coming out. Soviet goes for the swing, immediately taken down by Evo Mega Knight, trades back and forth to the stats, comes out to Clancy with one as well. Not too much to show for on the side of Piplup is very quickly a 3v1 here for Chiyu with just a Sheriff alone.
It's just like they do know where the last player is, and they'll probably be aware of him potentially coming to the flank.
Spike planted.
Creeping forward, looking to see if he can find one. The shot is good onto Abu Dhabi. That's a first one there. And Clancy is a little low. The smoke going to come in, but a counter smoke out from Chiyu. Walks in, and Evo Mega Knight is able to take him down there finally. So going to clean up that anti-eco round. That's 2 quick rounds on the board for Castle's Kittens.
I mean, it got a bit scary when the Castle got killed just trying to walk up, but there's so many trades happening, and they ultimately came up on top, but they did lose a fair amount of guns along the way.
Mega Knight is able to take him down there finally, so yeah, this bonus round here, honestly, not the worst out from Castle's Kittens. I know Castle's got that Bucky there, so they're looking to go for another fast garage split here. Probably just going to have Castle send it in forward with some trades coming behind. And it looks like the defensive side not super heavy towards C, so I'm not sure how ready they're going to be for this. Smoke dart comes in, Castle very quickly up into garage window. Moment smoke comes in to delay. And the rest of the team looks to pivot here.
I mean, they did spot Soviet, Castle did, while jumping in, but like, every single person on Piplup was just hovering the seaside, like they are fully contained in the window.
Stats with that drone re-clear. It does a great job re-exploring the space towards mid and A. They drew all these rotates. Castle sends it forward, goes 1 for 1. But look at all these players towards C. If Castle's Kittens recognizes what's happening here, they could pivot back towards B or A and find more success. Meanwhile, Soviet takes down Clancy.
I mean, it looks like Stats is trying to potentially get out any piece of Yuko. Evo Mega Knight went in, but Stats with the 2 Bucky kills.
Planted.
Oh my god.
1 enemy remaining.
Resi, my goat, has slipped into the site and found Abu Dhabi, so it's 1v2 now for Stats, so I believe still has some money. Yeah, he's going to go down to Resi, my goat. So a first round on the board, Piplup stabilize on their anti-bonus. We're going to be looking at a first gun round coming up here.
Yeah, I mean, they did lose a fair amount of people. Piplup, but hopefully they're going to be able to buy into the next run and hopefully win. It'll be horrible for both teams' ecos to lose this round, so it's going to be very important.
Yeah, I think if you're Castle's Kittens, it was ultimately a relatively successful bonus, right? They stripped 3 guns there. You could see a Guardian Force Buy coming in for ASIC, a lot of Light Shield coming out on the side of Piplup. So, like you said, both teams going to be reset on their economy here. That's exactly what you want to set up on that anti-bonus round there. So, Castle's Kittens looking to kind of set a strong first half in motion here as they group towards this A. Castle sending it forward, being that head of the spear that we're looking for.
Yeah, but Mugsy is already rotated here. Could see a wall potentially coming down.
Yeah, 3 players grouped up towards backside here. Both smokes have been deployed, so if Castle's Kittens do try and break through, it's going to be a difficult cross to get through. So they're going to just take some second pause, recollect themselves, re-explore back towards the rest of the map as Castle and Stats begin to rotate away. But Chiyu seems to have read this. At the same time, the Viper all the way down C long. How far will they tuck?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have like a lurk anywhere to hold some space, and the drone
didn't spot
did
Chiyu.
not clear out Chiyu, yeah.
Look at this timing. Going to have one for free on his Stats. He's going to drop the bomb. Re-swing Castle on the trade, though. Good. Has to recollect the spike. And meanwhile, the rest of Castle Kittens walking up towards A, but the back shot out from Soviet is going to drop the bomb once more.
Yeah, but they're slowly inching up on A. ASIC will get traded out, and WWE did grab the spike, so they're gonna be very paranoid about the Viper behind them.
30 seconds left.
They might try to get aggressive towards the people in a short or
you wonder how long it'll take Soviet to play, right? Do these players in CT choose to wait for the flank to come in first, or will Evo Mega Knight just take it to them first? So goes for the swing, dash away, no shots yet. Soviet lurking up towards long here, but the timing is going to be everything. These players swinging out Abu finds 2 on the trade. It's a 1v1, but Soviet up close, gonna be spotted now. Tap onto the spike, creeping forward, reload out for Abu Dhabi. Is he aware the swing is gonna be good for Soviet?
Annoying
Very
slide.
close round there.
it was super scary when WWE kind of just sprayed down two people from Pipo's 50s, but Soviet will be able to close out the round with an amazing kill on Castle as he was ranking away.
Yeah, a really great job there being proactive from Piplup right? They understood that they had stalled all of Castle's kittens in that A lobby space, and they just took the whole rest of the map. That drone reclear into mid did not even consider Chiyu deep in that pocket, dropped the bomb once, and meanwhile Soviet then triggered his own lurk and walked up and had a shot for free on Castle that dropped the spike once more.
Yeah, I mean, the drone not spotting the Omen out mid was super tragic for Stats in particular, which just kind of crushed their hopes. But Castle is already sprinting up towards the A side.
Yeah, we've had Judge trying to find an early pick. A good orb out from Soviet, though, so they denied that space. But ASIC backside isn't going to find anything. Soviet's only able to get one before he's taken down, so now a 4v3 post-plant situation coming up here. They do have the Satras, but none of those bodies are really reachable.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really hard. No one is on the flank, so it should be the paranoia coming out. No one is greedy, it just kind of just trades out. I don't know why they use the Killjoy, but...
Yeah, you know what, just an extra security blanket there, maybe feeling a bit of pressure, understanding it was a very important round for them to win because they were on a force buy into that round, so it would have reset the economy, and as you can see, it works out great for them as Pipless Pookies are forced down to an eco of their own. Great response out from Castle's Kittens after what was an unfortunate round of timings and mispositionings. They find it pretty convincingly here on that force buy.
I mean, I feel like maybe the Bandit is a bit of a bait in like these full eco rounds because no one on the enemy team is going to be having a light armor. So maybe the Sheriff would be a better pickup for his 200 more, but maybe it's just the newness of the gun that everyone wants to use it.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of the Bandit, I think, on some of these eco rounds, but I think if it's going to force you onto a light shield in the next round, it's not the bestest. Evo Mega Knight finds the lurk onto Soviet. That's going to be the trigger for them to full rotate. Just to dick out from the Classic as well is not going to be enough there. So a free C site, Evo Mega Knight giving the comms out, saying, come on over to C. It's going to be a 5v4 now, and with this lower weaponry and not too much to work with as far as ultimates and utility, it's going to be a pretty difficult retake out for Piplup Spookies.
Yeah, I mean, if the Viper had like a Sheriff or something, it would have been a very different round. Like with a gun drop, they could make something happen, but this retake is going to be nearly impossible for them.
Yeah, Omen Blind does come out and flash a couple, but there's no follow-up behind it, so it's just a reset position. But Muggsy out from Garage finds one and a second
for two.
With that Bandit, traded out by Castle and Clancy, however, who finds another as well. It's just going to be Reze McGoten in a 1v3, isn't going to be able to find it. That's 3 on the round for Clancy, and a 4th round on the board for Castle's Kittens.
I mean, I was talking about how Muggsy couldn't really find like many kills in their previous games, but Muggsy with the 2 one-taps with the Bandit kind of showing up for this game.
Yeah, I think if you're Piplup Spookies, you can walk away pretty happy from that that eco round, right? They found 2 picks, they forced out a lot of util. I don't think they got too much as far as ultimates are concerned out of Castle's Kitten, so a good job there of holding on to those. But as we jump into the next important buy round here, this is probably going to set the momentum for the rest of the half.
Go, go, go!
It is looking for like just a fast B hit for Castle's Kittens. I mean, the paranoia kind of didn't do anything.
And Stats found the pick on Soviet in Garage as well, so the plant's going to come down in a 5v4. They're re-exploring into mid. These 2 players are walking up on Piplup Spookies through the A site. The alarm bot is down. You wonder how long it comes back up. Is it in time? It does alert, so they are going to be aware of this flank. Yeah. Meanwhile, Chiyu takes that timing as Stats turns around and finds a shot. Castle straight onto window. Basic with 2, however, onto Dabu and Castle. Suddenly, a 5v4 turns into a 3v2 in their favor.
Last player
a 1v3.
Mega Knight.
Clancy with it all to do, hiding in the smoke, swings out, finds it first. Let's see trade. Does he go for the res? No, he's not going to. Just going to let himself go and let this round handle pick up Pookie's arms. That's 3 on the board for them now.
Yeah, I mean, it was so tough. The alarm bot, it's not. And then the Omen coming out of Garage just as Stats was looking towards the window is such an unfortunate timing because he was holding the correct spot, but Chiyu just knew when Stats was just looking and got the amazing timing.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times now where Chiyu is just taking the timing at the right moment to kind of flip around on its head for Piplup's Pookies, being a bit of a hero for them thus far early on in the stages of this best of 3. So keep looking out for them to take advantage of that fully. And Castle's Kittens, they're just saying, let's run it back, right? Because that round opened up great for them. They just kind of let it slip through their fingers. So as they fight through this A-Link, they find the kill on Asek. They're just going to keep pushing for more. Castle with one on Bugsy as well, who spotted out Reze Magoat.
Spike planted.
Come back into heaven now as the spike gets planted.
Yeah, Castle is whooping out the judge. Kinda a menace on the server right now.
Enemy down.
And
Soviet,
Soviet,
Last player standing.
I mean, with a classic, one kill is all you can hope for. But you could make something happen with Castle maybe over-aggressing.
And I think at this point in this 1v3, just kind of looking to see if there's any picks to be had before trying to re-entry into the site. It's going to be a very difficult cross to break. Castle swings out with the judge. 4 on the round for him, starting to light up the scoreboard as well. As a 5th round there now for Castle's Kittens.
Castle kind of phenomenal, just opening up the B site, and then they're taking their talents towards A-Link and kind of just mowing them down.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You normally see teams when they push through that A-Link on the fight, they just flip the map and end up taking the A site and planting there. But choosing to plant on the A-Link side of B, you know, allowed them to kind of take that A-Link space and then come back to the site and find the rest of the players. They were just kind of taking the gunfights to Piplup's Pookies.
I mean, it's so scary. Neon running at you with the overdrive, kind of like an unhittable target.
Nowhere to run!
The Castle is just instantly killed, but does get traded out.
Yeah, good trade out there from Clancy, and a great Sova ult out from Stats as well, finds it onto Soviet, so now Clancy is able to work through Garage. This timing out from Asik is pretty good, but the shots just aren't going to land as Clancy finds the turnaround shot there. So a 2v4 now as the plant comes down. Go
Spike
1-3 out
planted.
Piplup's Pookies, so not a whole lot to be done here. There are some resible bodies in Garage, so you wonder if maybe a pick goes their way, if Muggsy might go for that resurrection.
I mean, it's so tough with just these 2 sheriffs, and there's an amazing crossfire. Fire Stats just on logs will alert everyone that someone's pushed out. And they're just trying to take aim duels right now.
Last player
Another
standing.
one, that's going to be 3 on the round as Stats cleans it up as well. I believe that's a duo ace between the 2 of them there. 3 and 2. 6th round on the board for Castle's Kittens. And Clancy has been kind of lighting it up for Castle's Kittens thus far. Up to 11 and 4 now, a little ahead of Castle. So maybe somebody you weren't expecting as much to be frying, kind of lighting it up on that clove.
I mean, Castle always try to kick the duels in Garage, but Clancy always there behind him, just getting those crucial trades for his Neon. And it's just like Clove and Agent with the res, like, can always take over games. It's kind of the same as like Reyna. But it's like the offshot is just gonna be whipped. But he is trying to be back on the line, but
Castle's Kittens recognizing they now have gotten an op online on Piplup's Pookies. They have no interest in dealing with that whatsoever. They did draw a little bit of rotations too with that early A presence, so it's just going to be Chiyu alone on the C site with a little bit of support from Soviet. So the timing on Clancy is going to be everything. The judge able to one-shot from that distance, maybe a bit surprising as the flood comes into the C site.
My turn.
Castle finds the pick onto Chiyu, and Clancy with the res and Garage is going to refight into Soviet here in a second.
he just get taken down again, yeah.
4v4, Sova ult going to be committed, gonna find a couple of tags. First kill onto Stats is going to be good, some damage
Spike
out as well
down,
onto
C.
Abu Dhabi, so a
I
5v4
got
now with
Spike.
the Sage Res potential as well to make it a 5v3.
Yeah, I mean,
Spike
they're
planted.
kind of so trapped onto the site, Soviet getting his 3rd kill, but down to 2v3.
Yeah, the players.
All these players are just
creeping
trying to
forward.
come
One
up
enemy
backside.
remaining.
Good 1-for-1 there. Great trade route from Muggsy onto Abu Dhabi. So Evo Mega Knight alone in this 1v2. The Resurrection's going to come in to make it a 1v3, but the swing timing is good.
One
2
enemy
there for Evo Mega
remaining.
Knight. Looking to find it a 1v1. Forced to reload. Jet Dash going to be popped. Reposition on the default. The swing timing is going to be everything. Swings out wide and the headshot.
Evo Mega Knight.
Oh, my back hurts.
What a clutch
an
out
aura
from
bomb.
Evo
So
Mega Knight.
heavy.
Oh my goodness, a round just stripped right out of the arm. Sage Res committed, and it's not going to be enough for Piplup's Pookies. This half has begun to spiral out of their control.
Yeah, I mean, Evo Mega Knight kind of just took over that round, knowing that it was so crucial for them to put the enemy team on a low buy, just really showed up. Like, everyone on Castle's Kittens, like, Clancy Castle, and now Evo Mega Knight has had their moments this game, and Yeah, make it
Yeah.
3-7.
You imagine a bit of a blunder there on that timing with that res. Nobody really covering the resurrection. The Sage goes down. It's a free kill on the res player, and no trade to be found. Maybe a bit of a kill force push coming down into short as Clancy finds all three amongst the trades there. A 3v2 now coming into this post plant. It's a free A-bomb site.
I mean, Clancy, we've seen, has been like a master at getting trades this game, and we'll just spray down 3 people, and I think this Omen will get spotted out on the work unless he,
Spike planted.
Lorma called him out, but Soviet trying to make anything happen from this heaven spot.
Perhaps a bit of an awkward timing here. I don't know if they're aware. They are aware of Chiyu's presence towards lobby, but are they aware he's up this fast? It doesn't seem like it.
Remaining.
They ring out for 1 each between him and Soviet. Chiyu with the second onto Gabi, and suddenly a 3v2 becomes a 2v0 as Piplo Spookies find a way to grab that round out from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, I mean, their positions were kind of difficult to trade from, especially because no one was coming out from the main side, so just kind of stats just alone in hell, just kind of gifted Q a kill, and they just kind of soloed after that.
Yeah, I think just a bit of an awkward timing there. Clancy went to go pick up the flank and didn't spot out Chiyu, who had already crept all the way up long, so when that Viper Wall came down, it was just a free pick on the stats, like you said, and from there, it just spiraled. So the reaction from Castle's Kittens, it looks like they're going to accelerate towards Garage again. You know they've been finding success on these fast plays, so going to go for something quick here, and they've read it right. There's 3 players over towards the A site, Piplo Spooky, so they are not going to be fully prepared for this fast Garage split. It's going to be Soviet with it all to do, alone on the C site. Site smoke does come down, however.
You should run.
That Cobra lockdown just gonna take everyone off of the site.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full retake setup here, 5v5. Oh, but this TP out from Chiyu, the timing is fantastic, not gonna be noted. It's gonna drop the spike on Clancy. Oh, and he's going to be such a thorn in their side now. It's going to be so difficult to clear out as these players from CT on Piplo Spookies begin flooding in. However, Classic Castle just finding all of the kills. 2 of them. Chiyu suddenly alone in a 1v3, left alone and long, gonna be smoked off as well.
Yeah, I mean, Castle's Kittens just knew they were gonna get pinched by Q and just fully fast Q.
The swing out of 3 on the round for Chiyu is not enough, as we are looking at an 8-4.5 to start this best of 3. Castle's Kittens taking control on their map pick of Haven.
I mean, Jet and Neon, like, it's like really hard to hold against double duelists, especially on Haven when rotates are so long. But we'll be seeing, hopefully, some things can happen with this Viper Wall lurk on A. This is like the classic, hey, I'll go A and hear stuff, and oh, crazy angle. Yeah. But it looks like Castle's Kittens trying to do the Yoru play with a Neon. Is trying to walk out.
I actually love this. They have both their duelists and the Clove swinging out. ASIC is going to be immediately forced into aim duel. Finds the shot from the wall. Trades back and forth. Clancy is finally able to escape. Damaged up on both sides as ASIC and Clancy both down to low HP, and a 2-for-2 bloodbath to start this pistol.
I mean, it's so tough. Piplo Spookies just lost their only duelist, so they're gonna have to play a bunch of contact, but Stats did not see this Viper walk into the A site, might be giving some false information, but
at the same time, Stats was not noted from Heaven, and so finds the bomb drop on the ASIC. It's gonna force a reaction now. I don't know how much they expect Sophie to be up, although some pings coming out on the minimap may have identified it. So as the plant comes down, they should be aware of this player close left.
Spike planted.
Don't know if he's aware. Soviet finds the first, sees the gun barrel, finds the second onto Abu.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stats did hear Soviet just walking underneath them while getting that Sova kill, and there's gonna be doubled up hell. This is gonna be really hard for him, the paranoia coming out, and fully decayed, he's so low, and Soviet playing around his orb really well. Is separating those two players who were kind of like hand in hand trying to walk in, but couldn't get the trade up.
Soviet did a great job there kind of rescuing that round for Piplup's Pookies, right? Those trades not going the best for them as both players very weak on both sides, 2v2. But that lurk up on the A, creating a lot of that space, and then finding those 2 trades in the orb and CT was all the difference in that pistol round, keeping them in this map. So we'll see how they handle this anti-eco here. It looks like Castle's Kittens are just going to go for a more traditional setup here with 2 players over towards A. I saw Castle had a Bucky as well, so he could be looking for an early pick. Meanwhile, Piplup's Pookies just playing a slow default. I love this lookout from them, right? They're aware of a push, but Evo Mega Knight doesn't care. Rips the head off of Chiyu.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. Now, with 0 smokes, they're gonna have to make a miracle happen, honestly.
And a bit of a read coming out from Castle's Kittens, maybe a bit of a gamble stack over towards A, recognizing that that is the more likely site for them to end up. However, Piplup's Pookies choosing to creep up towards C. They haven't been noted. This Killjoy turret will eventually give away the presence, but how long will it take as all 4 players now from Piplup's Pookies begin to group towards C long? It's just the Abu Dhabi on this side of the map for the time being. Dart gonna come in. Abu Dhabi now giving the signal, letting them know the dart's coming in. Hasn't been noted yet. The swing isn't going to find anything. Basic tagged up to very low HP, however. 4v4. The post plant going to come in. I imagine the Sage Heal is going to be coming in as well onto the Sova.
Yeah. I mean, they're all trying to play out against. Well, Clove is always gonna have smokes live, and they might waste a lot of util just trying to retake the site with no one on it.
I think finally recognizing there is nobody on site, but do they have the close smoke for the bomb? I mean, with the weaker weaponry, this is the right play from Piplup's Pookies to just play some long-range gunfights. The tap going to be noted. Swing, triple swing, Soviet throws all 3 down. It's just going to be Castle alone with the Bucky, who has gone for a lurk around.
Yeah,
At this point, just looking for exits.
Yeah.
Oh, how many does he find? 1, 2.
One enemy remaining.
Collects the rifle as well.
Go, go, go!
Slide out onto Soviet and is able to find the 3rd as well. So despite the fact that Piplup Pookies are able to convert that anti-eco, it's going to be a very expensive bonus round for them. That gun collected for Castle's Kittens as well. Fantastic job there of securing those exits.
Like, they might even be forced onto a save right now. Like, Soviet looks like he's trying to buy his team some sheriffs. They might be trying to stinger rush somewhere, but
you know, I
really
do want to
tough
call
losing
attention
3 guns.
just a little bit. I haven't had any delicious desserts during this Carnation clash. I'm a little hungry for some pie. I did see Reze might go dangerously on pie watch, and I think there it is. The first pie of Carnation clash is gonna go the way of Reze might go. Unfortunately, there's Castle rips 2 more heads off behind it as well. Finally traded out by ASIC.
Evil Mega Knight missing that, but Sova will be noted.
1 enemy remaining.
Still be taken down, but
Yeah, great job. Just jumping out wide, saying everybody swing with me because they knew the bomb was dropped short. So now a 1v3 for Chiyu, who's made a step as well. Should have been noted long here.
I mean, the Abu Dhabi might be looking for an outlaw swing. Shot kind of going wide, but Q will eventually get taken down.
Gun here.
Yeah, just a great job there by Castle, being aggressive down short with that Vandal. He found the initial pick onto Reze Mago and then slid back and found 2 more players trying to trade before finally going down and dropping the spike as well. All of the Flood rotates came over at that point and the round was just wraps.
Yeah, I mean, even against the worst weaponry, like Castle taking the initiative, just like taking down 3 in a spray down, like the round just instantly became impossible. Like, even with the Sova getting at least 1, it still was not enough.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, we kind of were wondering what kind of play style Piplup Pookies were going to come in with, right? We haven't seen them play thus far, and with this Viper comp, they understand the fundamentals of how to play a slow default. We've seen a lot of slow rounds out from them just in the early stages of this attack half, so they continue to just kind of explore mid, look to clear some space. This drone out from stats is going to note 1 player, so that's all the information that they're really allowing them to get. So Evo Mega Knight, he's going to begin to explore, but he's going to get taken down. Reze Mago, pretty upset, I imagine, about that pie, is going to answer back with that opening pick.
And then Clancy's trying to make some sneaky plays happen, but Reze Mago would soon come into this round. I mean, this Viper's pit is so hard to try to retake into. Like, Castle will not just find anyone coming on this work.
Yeah, this 4v2 post gank is so
planted.
difficult
My
to break.
ult
It's
is
going
ready.
to require a bit of a misstep out for Piplup to really give them a chance, or a heroic play from Castle, who's lurking on the edge of this Viper Pit. You wonder how long he'll take to activate, right? Stats is probably going to try and draw some presence out from A short with that dart. A scan is going to allow Castle to find Mutzi, but the trade out from ASEC is too strong.
I mean, Stats is zero utility. Like, his hopes of winning this round.
And there's 3 out from ReseMago. A great response there after what has been a pretty difficult map for them. Finally lighting up the scoreboard a little bit, dragging Piplup back into this map. It's 7-9.
I mean, it's tough when your entry duelist can't get those first ones, but ReseMago doubling his kills coming to that round. Or doubling their kills. And Evo Mega Knight will be forced onto the Stinger, but Dabi has been favoring using the Sawa, but I think we will see the Neon Overdrive used this round, potentially. Might be trying to go for some aggro fights up.
Yeah, and with his dart spotting nothing out towards A, yes, the Viper wall does eventually go up, but I don't believe there's really much pressure of presence behind it, so Stats going to insert very deep into A long, and with the slow default that they've been playing, there's the danger that they could just walk back into a trap. You would hope that ASIC is going to commit that hour drone back to re-clear some of the A space, but Stats continues to walk forward. Soviet holding, going to spot it out. No kills found quite yet. It's going to cause a bit of a reaction out there. Perhaps drawing a bit of rotations. No, not just quite yet. The Abu Dhabi is still a C long and it has spotted out some opponents there as well. I tag on the Outlaw onto the Omen player. It's going to cause Castle to try and walk forward, but Soviet finds the pick.
I mean, that was just tragic. I've done that so many times playing Neon, and it's so tough when you just aren't able to slide, and Soviet kind of just opened up this A side, is so free for them, and Castle's Kitten's kind of floundering.
Yeah, 5v3 post plant. Not a lot of utility here either. The Sage Wall is going to come in, going to deny that CP flood initially as well, force some shots out from these Stingers with the orb as well. I mean, how do you just break through this defense?
I mean, a bit of a grip wall coming up. Muggsy. Haven't seen much from them this series, but
great shot out
takes
the Abu
Dhabi's head off, and I mean, Castle's Kitten's hopes of winning this round are
one enemy remaining.
3 on the round from Soviet as well. We talked about it. That lurk was crucial there. I mean, great timing on the Castle. Maybe a bit of unfortunate timing there on the Neon, but the discipline to just kind of sit there and hold short, anticipating the re-push, the reposition from Stats, you know, catches him completely unaware. It opens up the rest of the A site, and the rest of the round just kind of falls into their lap at that point.
I mean, it's so tough. Castle's Kittens might be, like, they might tie up the score. Pibble Spookies put Castle's Kittens on such a bad eco, like, a player, well, I guess they have 2, like, quote-unquote gun ults, which might be popped here, trying to give them a fighting chance, and Clancy and Castle just walking up.
Castle go. He's so far up so quickly, he finds the opener on the Chew. The trades are too good from ASEC, who finds Clancy as well. So going to shut down that initial opening there. Evo Mega Knight going to look to reposition, re-aggress perhaps as the Sage Res comes in as well. Really important round, I believe, for them to secure it.
My ultimate is
ready. They might try and walk back towards A because Soviet's coming. Look how far up I am on A, but Stats is repositioned with this Bucky. The timing is going to be everything. The Viper Wall goes down. The shot is going to be good on the Chew. It's going to drop one there as well. Soviet hasn't been noted yet on the A side. Meanwhile, Evo Mega Knight finds the Jet Knight.
But Soviet is still not noted.
Muggsy with their knife out, gonna go down to Stats. Also, Soviet finally activates on the lurk, but it might be too little too late. The bomb has been dropped towards long. Evo Mega Knight immediately departing away from B to go regroup with Stats. It's going to be a difficult 1v2 here for Soviet.
Yeah, I mean, it does have that Toxic Orb, which will probably be used to try to pick up the bomb, but both players here.
Spot it. Finally going to be noted. There's shots just a bit wide.
30 seconds left.
Poison orb emitting. I have the spike.
Yeah, I mean, he's really scared of where Evil Mega Knight could be, but
Those draw out the free. Good fake thus far. He's going to book it to B. I like this play out from Soviet. Yeah, still doesn't know where Evo Mega Knight is.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
We'll probably hear both of them right now, but
toxin screen down.
Kind of using the wall to kind of mask his trail.
Yeah, I will say that with that smoke now into A-Link, Soviet, the bomb not fully planted for them here, so despite both players being noted, eventually all of the site is going to be cleared. It's going to limit the options here. Tap onto the defuse. It's going to cause Soviet to activate potentially here. Finds the first shot on the stats back turn. A 1v1 now. Bomb being stuck, half being gained. The swing out, not there yet. The full stick is coming in from Evo Mega Knight. And Soviet unaware. What a stick out, 3 on the round for Evo Mega Knight, saying, I don't care what you're gonna do, I'm sticking this defuse down, securing the thrifty round and breaking the momentum of Piplup Cookies.
Yeah, I mean, on the jiggle, Soviet did see that the bomb was still being stuck, but still had the discipline to try to bait out the untap, but Evo Mega Knight, diamond hands, could not be got off this mic.
I do want to shout out Stats on that round. A bit of a hero for them there, right? Dropping the bomb early, allowing this awkward fight to have to happen. Soviets lure completely nullified there. So, and Castle again just going to take this aggressive space, recognizing they're very slow to clear out a window. So, despite being spotted, he hasn't been forced out yet. Some reinforcements coming out to help, I believe, here in just a moment. As Evo Mega Knight has reaggressed down short, finds the shot onto Muggsy and drops the spike. Clancy with one as well. Tags ASIC up low. 1-for-1 there between Clancy and ASIC. 3v2,
I mean,
Clancy continues to fight as well.
Yeah, we've seen Clancy always with these trades helping out Castle, and I think they're Piplup is really banking on Soviet finding some sort of work to get them back into this round. Like with the Clove Res 2, it'll be really hard for them to try to find anything, but they will inch back towards A, which has been Soviet's kind of domain.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that Castle's Kittens are making the right decision here, right? They're letting the utility from Abu Dhabi control the C and garage part of the map, keep an eye on B, and just kind of group up towards A-Link so they can go for a pretty quick retake
30
onto
seconds
them.
left.
They have full Sova kit and the Clovolt, so there's no reason to hand away a pick. They feel comfortable that they can play this retake out fully. So while that util is going to be committed and the plant's going to come down with about 15 seconds left, it's going to be a rather difficult retake out. Sorry, a rather difficult site hold out for Piplup Cookies.
1 enemy remaining.
I mean, Clancy is already out, but Stats kind of took the opportunity to jump out from heaven like a maniac, and the Abu Dhabi didn't even have to be there for them to win the retake.
Yeah, just, I mean, another really well-played round. Just great trades out from Castle's Kittens there in middle. They continue to take this aggressive fight. Evo Mega Knight and Castle just showing absolutely no fear. Clancy there with the trades as well, keeping the numbers in their advantage and then just playing very disciplined, recognizing that they had the utility and the ultimates to win a retake pretty much wherever they needed to. And that puts them on 11 now, and a low economy situation for Piplup Cookies. They want to make it happen right now at 11-8. Should they lose this round, they're going to be on a pretty difficult buy with match point.
I mean, Rosé my goat, like, I talked about Muggsy usually being the bottom of their leaderboard, but Rosé kind of giving them a run for their money, kind of took over that spot, which is not what you want to see from your dive duelist.
Yeah, and with this early A presence that they're showing now, a bit of a change up in their default. Castle's Kittens with the perfect read on this, just walking it down C long with both the duelists. They've cleared all of this space. They know it's going to be A. Soviet's lurk may be sought out in just a moment here, so you wonder how long it takes them. As the Hunter's Fury comes raining down onto the site, finds the pick on his stats. A lot of tags coming out as well. Great job there. Castle finds the backstep to Abu Dhabi. Meanwhile, on the site, holding it down with 2 of their own. It's a 2v2, and the bomb has been dropped. Castle and Evo Mega Knight have control of the spike. They do have the Omen ult on Chiyu if they choose to regain the spike, but the space, they basically flip sides. It looks like the attackers are defenders at this point. I
mean, it'll be really tough for the defenders to kind of retake if they do decide to invest in the Viper's Pit, but it seems like they think it's C, but...
Yeah, a bit of an outmaneuver there, I think, from Piplup Cookies, right? The traditional thought is that the Omen runs to C and then you Omen ult and grab the bomb. And so trying to get ahead of that are Castle's Kittens, but they've read it the wrong way, perhaps overplayed their hand a little. It's going to take a lot of time away here for the bomb defuse to come in as they finally have to come back around for this rotate.
I mean, it kind of seemed like they don't have headphones because they couldn't hear the bomb, but Castle...
Go! Shortcut!
Look, goes flying past the Heaven player!
Sprinting out!
Last player standing.
Good shot out for Chiyu, though, to shut it down.
I'm trying to stick the bomb fully again. Willie was taken out, and a really concerning round from Castle's Kittens. Like, someone needs to check their headphones.
Yeah, you know, an opportunity to really put the map a bit out of reach there, but a great job there by Pookies to stay calm, stay collected, to reassess in that 2v2 and convert now and keep the gap tight, force Castle's Kittens back down to a lower buy as well, and keep this map in check and keep themselves alive in this map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Castle's kind of kept his overdrive like forever during this half, even though they've had many low buys. But Evil Mega Knight just takes Resident Evil Goat's head off. That's ejected.
We've seen that happen a couple times out on that garage swing with the Sheriff. And look at these players with the knives out though. So Chiyu, aware of this, finds 2 freebies. So that early pick initially immediately handed back away. Stats running in with the puck. He isn't going to find it onto Soviet. A bit of a whiff there.
Yeah, I mean, Stats could have just kicked the entire round, but...
One enemy remaining.
It's so tough with this Viper's Pit, and Dabi has to do so much.
Spike planted.
Soviet just only 1 HP though.
Yeah, and I mean at this point for Dabi is just about how many kills can you find, how many exits, finds the first onto Chiyu, so 1v3 now. Bucky gonna be collected before jumping forward into the Viper's Pit, finally taken down by ASIC. So a 10th round on the board for Pookies, and a relatively well-handled anti-eco there, despite the fact that the first pick did not go their way.
Eyes up.
I mean, Resident Evil Goat, tough first game of the series, but their team is really pulling them over the finish line. Hopefully this 10-11 game potentially could go to overtime.
Yeah, we could be looking at some bonus Valorant early on in day number 2. That would be exciting for all of us. But you wonder how Castle's Kittens will adjust here, right? That's 2 rounds in a row now where they've kind of let it slip a little bit. So a change in the default once again from Pookies. They're going to go for this early C control, perhaps changing the pace a little bit as well. Chiyu just going to late lurk towards garage. It's going to be a full C exec coming in as the smokes come down. Evil Mega Knight, a great shot out on the first. Shot onto the second on Resident Goat as well.
Quick 2 kills. Castle just spraying down.
Spike down, C.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. Like, Soviet kind of try to take the duelist job of just getting first contact, but that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, just ASIC alone in a 1v5. Gonna find the first. It's gonna reset the map a little bit, but the rotates are gonna come towards A pretty quickly. Dabi took a lot of that C space as well, so pretty informed situation here for Castle's Kittens. And in this 1v4, it looks like it's going to be a lot for ASIC to have to do to prevent them to getting to match point. But I want to say Castle's Kitten, you know, they were in an awkward situation there. Rounds were kind of slipping away from them, but Pookies making a decision to kind of change things up, looking for a change of pace and just get completely shut down on it. You know, they weren't able to find any kind of entry there through that C-long corridor. They get spammed through the smoke. The rotates just come too fast. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the change-up of what was working, right? They were these slow rounds. They were finding a lot of success. They had addressed the issue of mid, and then they go away from it, and immediately they're faced with match point now.
I mean, it's so tough. Like, Evil Mega Knight really showed up that round, pulling their team to match point, and really tough round with 3 ultimates on the side of Castle's Kittens. Could just seal the coffin for Pookies. Tried the same thing again.
Pookies are just gonna run it back. They felt like, you know, since they got stomped so hard, perhaps that might be a readjustment from Castle's Kittens towards another site. It's gonna be even faster than the previous round. They brought the Omen with them. Just a full C exit. Dabi alone on the site will be taken down. Resident Evil falling.
Spike
down. Only able to find 1 for their trouble. ASEC shuts that down as well. So the readjustment, you know, perhaps making me eat my words a little bit about that pace change, finding more success with even faster pace this time. Force down a 4v2 retake. These 2 players, Clancy and Stats, have found a lot of success in this map. And there's the opener onto Resident Evil.
Yeah, but Stats is
1 enemy remaining.
Not aware at all, but Clancy could make it happen. Could not. I mean, we did see Resident Evil Goat fully jumping headshot Castle from the generator, and I would be really mad if someone killed me while fully airborne without like jet knives.
Yeah, definitely. I will say though, I felt like the entry was fantastic there from Rezemago. Despite a bit of a lucky circumstance, a great job just kind of opening up the space there and allowing the rest of the team to flood in. You saw that the Castle's Kittens were trying to flood quickly to help support the Abu Dhabi on the site, but it just wasn't enough. It didn't come in time, and we're looking at a very, very tight map number 1 as we're headed to the final round. We're going the distance.
Yeah. You know, it's like Evo Mega Knight, they kind of gave him a smoke, but ASIC just will sprayed out the Abu Dhabi and we create question marks in Garage and C that people are gonna have to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of an interesting decision there from both sides. A battle of the sprays through the smoke with a Vandal. There are bullet tracers on that. Important to know. So the Abu Dhabi's position was kind of given away through that spray through the smoke. It's going to cause an early pick. And with the Sage Res as well, it's essentially a 6v4 for all intents and purposes. But Piplup Pookies, they're going to be disciplined about it. They're going to take their time re-clearing this A space with the drone. They're just going to send Soviet forward on a lurk. It's going to draw some rotates over towards A. They're handling this pretty masterfully. They're drawing all of Castle's Kittens. Finally, they recognize, uh-oh, perhaps this was a fake, but it might be too little too late because Chiyu all the way up through Garage along with Muggsy.
I mean, Evil Mega Knight has to do so much right now, but Castle is aware Chiyu. I mean, Muggsy wants to go for this res, might just fall it off, but
no, Muggsy goes down with the bomb. That's no Sage Res as well, so now it's a 4v3.
30 seconds left.
Rezemago forced to make something happen, trying to dash forward. Soviet finds a shot onto Castle in support, so a 3v3 now. Blood coming in, good for Clancy from Logs, finds a shot onto Rezemago. Soviet's going to be dart scanned as well. Do they note the player in Garage? I believe they have, so the bomb collected, 15 seconds remaining. There's not a lot of time for this to happen. 12 seconds left, they're going to have to pivot to B, but Stats is ahead of it.
10 seconds
10
left.
seconds left now for ASIC. The tap onto the spike, gonna have to full stick it. Stats gonna swing out wide, but ASIC shuts it down! I think there's time for the plant! 2v2 now. Evo Mega Knight flooding in Soviet. Good shot to find the second! And we're going to overtime! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I mean,
overtime.
I don't know if he knew that Staus was there, but
what a shot out from
the
ASIC.
instant
Heroics.
headshot, yeah.
Oh my goodness. A round that should have surely been theirs, then surely been lost, somehow turns into overtime as Piplup Pookies drag it across the finish line. We're not done with map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that was a heartbreaker for Castle's Kittens if Staus can only get one more bullet on ASIC, I think. I would have just been match point and like a series play.
Yeah, map number 1 for sure. I mean, you wonder how that's
Scanning
going to
ahead.
affect the mental of Castle's Kittens as they reaggress onto this attack half, coming with the same pace that they've come so far. But look at these 3 players here on A site. 2 of them posted up very high. Will they be noted? Castle is going to go down. Rezemago go with 2 as well in tandem with Chiyu. That's a 3rd as well for the smoke. And it's going to leave Stats alone in a 1v4. Rezemago, who's struggled so far in this map, finally sings out in a very crucial overtime round. And a near impossible 1v4 situation for Stats.
The call by Piplup Pookies to just fully hold the Stats will hit the first one.
Tell finds a second. Oh, finally shut down by Chiyu. It got scary for a second there.
Yeah,
really
I saw
well
the
handled. A good read out from Piplup.
Matching sides.
Clearing a lot of momentum now. I mean, if you're Castle's Kittens, you have to be reeling a little bit. You felt like the map was right there in your fingertips, literal seconds away from map number 1, and suddenly now you're faced with map point against you on your own map pick. You know, there's a lot to have to handle there mentally for these players.
I mean, Rezemago really like brought it back.
Placing sentry.
They've been getting really high impact in a lot of these rounds.
Standing ahead.
It looks like Soviet is trying to get some sort of work kill, but Clancy is too antsy and just gets taken down immediately with no support.
Look at the rotate this drawn, but Soviet so disciplined here on this lurk, walking up C. Look how disciplined Piplup's Pookies are playing this mid-round, not accelerating off of the first pick. Soviet has fully taken control of the entire C site, slipped past the turret as well. I don't believe is going to be noted until it might be too late. The Abu Dhabi completely back-turned, going to get taken down by Soviet, who swings out. Is traded by Evo Mega Knight, but all 4 of these players now for Piplup's Pookies have already accelerated towards C. It's going to force a retake situation out here. Map on the line for Castle's Kittens. Evo Mega Knight's looking into the C smoke. Wonder if he tries to make a play here as the plant comes down. No, just gonna play it slow, wait for the rest of the team. The wall comes out into garage. All 4 of these players are going to be playing post plant, looking to spam it out here, understanding that the Clove is not going to be able to reach on these smokes.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so hard for Castle's Kittens to actually make anything happen. But I feel like they have to know that everyone's playing long.
I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
with just 2 jet smokes, they're going to look to do maybe an aggressive play here. This neon wall is going to
Oh,
allow
the
Half
wall.
to come down. Half tap onto the spike. Bam, not going to be good. Castle finds
Castle
2. On
getting
Bugsy and
2.
Asec.
One
Evo Mega Knight with
Evo
2
Mega
thrown.
Knight.
Go, go, go.
Oh my goodness! Again, a round that felt like it should have been the end of the map. Somehow, Castle's Kittens find it within themselves to win that spray down fight into C4.
Switching sides.
And we have another set of overtime to play.
I mean, it's really, like, problematic when you have no discipline, like, despite the top, you know they're off, but you're still swinging. Like, that's just not how you win a post win from that position, and Castle and Evil Mega Knight, for the duel, it's just out-aimed them, and
Yeah, Castle up to 31 now. Soviet has 30 of their own on the scoreboard now, so a lot of firepower coming in here, and it's just going to be another fast play out from Castle's Kittens on this attack side. Fast into garage, working to fight real quick, but another great read from Puko's Pookies. They have Reze Magot in a fantastic position there. Isn't able to find the shot.
oh, the whiff on Soviet, but Soviet's taken down.
Yeah, traded back with a 4v3 now in this post.
Turrets destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, Q on the flank might be noted by this alarm bot, but would be tough if they are able to TP past it. But the gap in the smoke is perfect for Evo Mega Knight.
One enemy remaining.
Just take 2 and Q
Yeah,
could make it happen.
Chiyu now. 1v3. We've seen some heroics from Chiyu before, but this one feels like it's all too much. Does find a shot onto this pass. Swing out from Clancy, not going to find it either. So a 1v2 now, a full Omen kit as well. The Omen blind comes out, not going to find anything. The swing out from Clancy's going to be taken down. And Chiyu on the spray. Oh, it's just barely not enough. The Abu Dhabi holds on with 30 HP.
Matching sides.
Drags it to match point once again for Castle's Kittens. Another opportunity for them to close this out, but not without a bit of a scare.
Yeah, I mean, talk about lack of discipline. Castle's Kittens kind of overplaying their hand. Like, the most predictable swings ever just gave Q a way back into the round.
I mean, how exciting is this map, Arya? This map number 1 of our day number 2. We still have so much Valorant to play, and we're looking at, you know, peak Valorant happening right now.
I mean, Evo
Another
Mega Knight
fast
and
Elix.
Castle both have 30 kills, and it's just gonna look like another C hit. Reze might go.
Oh, Evo
We'll
Mega
get
Knight takes
taken out of the
Reze out of the
sky.
sky. Holy moly.
But Soviet always, his domain on the A side will just walk up, but Stouts
Toxin
has
screen
been
down.
like traumatized by Soviet so many times, and
Yeah, a great reaction out from
Knows.
Castle here. He's going to get on the line very quickly into heaven.
that
Touch
timing was
Soviet.
amazing.
Yeah, really well played there, recognizing that they had been full stop C and just instant rotating away. So now Chiyu tries to walk forward and is going to get caught out by Evo Mega Knight. So now a 2v5 for
One
Muggsy. Make
enemy
that a
remaining.
1v5, and there it is, a flawless round.
Defenders
Close out
win.
map number 1. Maybe perhaps
Yeah.
the tamest round of the entirety of that second
Yeah.
half is the final
mean-
round for map number 1.
Piplup Pookies, their like attack rounds kind of became predictable for Castle's Kittens. Like, Soviet always trying to lock up, Reze might go suddenly getting like a psychopath, and like Q and Soviet both with amazing impact, but both were trying to go for insanely lurky plays and just got caught out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could not ask for a better map number 1 to start our final day of Carnation Clash. We're going to take a quick break before we jump into map number 2 of, I believe, Sunset. So we'll be right back to you in just a few minutes.
Hello, welcome back to the Carnation Clash, and we're getting ready for map 2 of Piplup Pookies versus Castle's Kittens after an exhilarating map 1.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, probably the most exciting map of the tournament thus far is starting us off very strong for our day number 2. Castle's Kittens sneaking away with their own map pick at the end there on Haven. So we're going to be jumping into map number 2 of Sunset. It is Piplup Pookie's pick. So I expect them to feel a lot more comfortable on that map. There were times where they looked a little discombobulated on Haven and Castle's Kittens were kind of rolling a little bit. But with how close they made that map number 1, I'm a little concerned for how Castle's Kittens will look in the rest of this best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen these star players on Piplup Spookies like Soviet and ASIC like really show up during the first map of Haven, not even their pick, and Castle's Kittens kind of tapered off towards the latter half of the game. But we'll
Yeah,
we'll have
players
to
like
see
Clancy
what happens.
and Stats were kind of dominating early on in that first half of Haven. And if you saw it on that final scoreboard, it ended up being Evo Mega Knight kind of in tandem with Castle, who was at the top there. Both of those players breaking more than 30 kills. And like you said, on the side of Piplup's Pookies, excuse me, they also had a couple players really frying. ASIC, Chiyu, Soviet really lighting up the scoreboard. I know Reze My Goat had a bit of a tough first map there, but started to make things happen after that yummy slice of pie, perhaps finding some energy and some refueling and really lighting it up a little bit and having impactful frags as well. So I'm looking out for them to find some more success going into this map number 2. I wonder what kind of agent selection we might see from them, if they're going to stick with that duelist, if they're going to play something a little different. We saw, honestly, a pretty sound comp, right? I know they've been playing that Sage on just about every map, but with that Viper as well and the double controller, they looked pretty in control on that attack half of Haven. So as we take a look here now at the map number 2 agent selections, we are going to see the Jet again from Reze My Goat. So probably just a comfortability thing staying out there. We're seeing a double Sentinel come out from them as well. What are you looking for here for Piplup's Pookies as they look to rebound?
I mean, Soviet, we've seen in map 1, like, amazing at lurking. Like, Chamber on this map, usually just, like, the, like, the A anchor, you could say, on attack, just trying to, like, flush out. Probably with, well, Calskin's playing the same comp as before on Haven. Like, probably trying to get some Kojo util out, probably in the mid. Like, we already see Soviet kind of drifting away from their team, and probably
Yeah,
will be the worker.
Yeah, we saw so much success from them on the Viper. I mean, the Chamber plays fairly similarly in attack playstyle, right? A lot of slow working on the opposite sides of the map. I wonder how aware Castle's Kittens will be of this, right? They kind of got owned by Soviet's lurks a lot of the time, but began to figure it out towards the latter stages of that Haven. So I expect them to be perhaps a little bit more aware of what Soviet might be up to on this attack side. And it looks like we're going for an exciting wall play here early. Bugsy tries to wall it up, only walls up Reze My Goat there. A bit of an interesting, awkward situation, but no enemy spotted out yet. Oh, good jump spot out there. Safe jump spot out there. Avoiding danger early on in this pistol.
I mean, I am very happy that Castle decided to go back to playing the Neon. Like, he was definitely frying out there. I remember seeing Dorothy frying the Neon, and I think Neon is the best agent in the game, but I have a lot of bias, so...
No caster bias going on there. Just a group towards B here after some slow working towards mid early. I believe they broke that market door, but there's 3 players, including the Killjoy, over here towards this B site for Castle's Kitten, so they're pretty well prepared for this as the util is going to come down now. Reze My Goat dashing in. The flood from Castle's Kittens, the stun out pretty strong there. The swings going to go back and forth. Clancy finds the opener in tandem with Abu Dhabi. Mugsy's going to find the trade onto Clancy there, but Castle with the timing out goes 1 for 1 with Mugsy. So now a 3v2, but Chiu finds another onto Abu Dhabi backside, so now Stats has to wait for the Jet to come back around to help here on this 2v2. It should be the site secured, and a plant should be coming
30 seconds left.
It might be a bit tough. Castle's Kittens has more util, but it's like they're trying to ensures, but Evil Mega Knight will get spotted out. The smoke, kind of crazy, but Mugsy is running in like a psycho.
Team Ace.
Stats there to help support as well, perhaps not anticipating both players to be there, trying to isolate the fight onto Evo Mega Knight there. It's going to be a pistol round collected for Castle's Kittens, a good start for them on this defensive side of Sunset.
I mean, Bugsy kind of throwing it just ran in kind of untradeable for Chiyu, and I mean, Evil Mega Knight just like said, like, I'm just gonna fly over you and just top you. Or I don't know if Stats did that or it was someone. He just like jumped over.
A little bit of tandem work there from them, and hand in hand, you know, like both of those players being there to help trade each other, whereas on the other side for Piplup Pookie's not being able to trade just because of that timing swing there. So on this eco round, excuse me, for Piplup Pookie's, they're just gonna walk up towards mid, all the way through mid top. So Evo Mega Knight's gonna have a lot of pressure on their shoulders here in just a moment now. Here comes the swing out from Soviet. Is gonna get taken down by the run and gun. Dash reposition
Gets
as
out
well.
somehow. It's just with the stinger from like infinite range, just beamed one down. And
Oh, and with the tag as well.
we'll
and
get the
smoke coming
tag,
down.
yeah.
Asic with no chance there. Evo Mega Knight
One
continues to
enemy
heat up
remaining.
before. That's 3 onto the round.
Wow.
Clancy finishes it off. Flawless anti-eco out. from Castle's Kittens.
I mean, Evo Mega Knight played them like a fiddle, kinda. It was got a Soviet and somehow got out and is capitalized on and playing with stats against the eco with no deaths.
Yeah, you mentioned the infinite range stinger. I cannot believe that gun exists in the state that it is currently in. I mean, it's just such a great anti-eco and eco weapon on both sides there of the coin. It's so strong, and Stats taking it to full advantage there on that round.
And it looks like Castle's Kittens are gonna repeat this A fight. This Castle with no fear, just going up with his judge, and
Well, Omen Blind reswing coming up, but it didn't catch Castle. However, Soviet finds the pick anyway. Both of the other players were forced back because of that Omen Blind, untradeable there.
I mean, the judge isn't like the singer apparently, and can't kill from that range. Like if Castle had a singer, Soviet would probably be dead right now.
I agree. Great drone reclear though, however, going to confirm that the players are no longer up on this A line. Soviet though sticking around is going to go down to Evo Mega Knight. So as these players from Piplup Pookie's begin to re-aggress back towards A,
Big fight's
Evo Mega Knight,
about to happen.
here it comes on the swing though. Dash is not going to be there. Stats not going to find anything for his sake either. So it's going to be a 4v2. The A site is going to fall into the hands of Piplup Pookie's.
I mean, the re-aggress by Castle's Kittens may have been a bit hasty. As Clancy has to do
Spike
so
planted.
much. The trip is down, but might take out Reza My Goat if they're not aware.
One enemy
Good
remaining.
awareness out from Reze. Not going to repeat the mistakes of the previous game, previous map, going to find that kill on a Clancy. It's just to Abu Dhabi with an outlaw, and it all to do in this 1v4 to deny the first round for Piplup Pookie's. Finds the first round
Don't
for
take
Reze
down
to go.
Reza. I mean, you're really looking for ego damage this round.
Yeah, doing a good job of that thus far, right? 2 players, I believe, are going to have to rebuy shield after this round. But Muggsy does find the shot to shut it down, and that's going to be a res brought up online as well, so look out for that potentially in this first important gun round of our second map.
Yeah, I mean, the double duelist comp might be a bit weaker on this defensive half, but same thing, the double sentinel comp might be tough to get onto site if Resume Go does lose the initial contact.
Yeah, definitely. And I like the idea behind what Castle Kittens wanted to do there by re-aggressing, right? They lost the initial pick, and they wanted to find a way to equalize pretty quickly, and they found that initial on the Soviet, but then they just kept walking, and they ran into a buzzsaw there. So, but, you know, it's okay. It's the bonus round. They're on full weaponry this time. Castle already has some early info towards mid. He's on this deep line now. Hasn't been spotted out yet, while the rest of Piplup Pookie's are going to accelerate over towards Elbow for the time being. Evo Mega Knight going to be tested here.
Yeah, could not find the shot on Soviet. Looks like they're just gonna take the ace phase, not accelerating just yet.
Yeah, you know, we saw them play pretty slow and controlled. The smoke does come out into A-Link. Castle, it's all about the timing. He's going to spot out Chiyu and find the pick there. So that's the smokes taken down. So both smokes had been committed. Now they don't have smokes for the rest of this round. So they're just going to leave Soviet here on this deep insert. And they're going to look to re-explore space back towards mid. It's the Abu Dhabi alone on the B site, but it's not doing enough to draw presence over towards A quite yet. You wonder if Soviet is going to try and activate a lurk, and will it be too soon? There's still 3, almost 4 players over towards A.
You will not kill
And
my
with the rest
ally.
coming in, we did see that Muggsy topping the leaderboard. 4 kills when everyone else on their team has 1 kill, so kind of a shift since last game.
Here comes Soviet again on this
Evil
lurk.
Mega Knight.
30 seconds left.
Soviet is
Definitely
gonna get spotted out, yeah. And everyone on the team is just rotating towards A. It's about to be a crazy brawl. The Stats just taking out Soviet, he's not aware. And
Yeah, and with no smokes for the side of Piplup Cookies at this point, just 12 seconds left to get this bomb planted. It's
Last
not going to
player
happen as
standing.
Evo, Mega Knight, and Castle clean up the round there. That's 3 now to start this defensive half. Really well handled there by Castle's Kittens. Finds that early pick, understanding that the resurrection is going to come in, and then just holding onto that A space, denying Soviet that lurk.
I mean, Castle on like the ledge on mid, just such an important kill on Q to start the round, and they just couldn't capitalize on Evo Mega Knight kind of surviving way too long on that breaker box, and Stats was able to help them by taking out Soviet before they were fully pinched by the whole team.
Yeah, so it's going to be an eco out for Piplup Pookies. We've seen them find relative success here. It's just going to be a fast accelerate towards B. I think recognizing that it's going to be the weaker side as Soviet finds the opener onto the Abu Dhabi. That's going to be the trigger for the rest of this blood to come in from the rest of their team. Castle swinging on backside, finds one, finds a second. Plant coming down, now stun comes out as well,
Spike
looking for a
planted.
third. Soviet is going to shut him down eventually though, and that's a rifle collected as well, so a 3v3 now. Nancy though has a bit of a timing walkout here, is going to spot out ASIC and finds the first there. Unaware of the other two players thus far, the swing out from Clancy.
One enemy
He's
remaining.
gonna shut it down, Soviet with third, but not enough.
Clancy
as Evo Mega
somehow
Knight-
got Q, which was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just a great job there by Clancy to help drag that across the line. It got dangerous, it got scary. There were some shots that were not going the way of Castle's Kittens, but 2 out from Castle himself, and then Clancy with a bit of heroics there to keep them in charge of this first half.
I mean, Soviet getting some crazy kills to get them back into the round, but could not finish out.
And it looks like they're just going to group back towards B again. I mean, Soviet did pop the tour de force, but it doesn't look like they want to play particularly slow. Meanwhile, Castle's Kittens want to take the fight to them, aggressing towards mid, kind of like what we saw them do on the defensive half of Haven with this double duelist.
You want to play? Let's play.
It's like they're just walking out, and they might not be aware of this fast lane coming in.
Face your fear!
Wonder Castle chooses not to activate the lurk, just gonna fast rotate away. They're gonna play a retake, a full 5v5 retake here, but Castle finds one through the smoke onto Soviet. That's the most important player, and the tour de force taken away.
I mean, it was very interesting. Stats chose to rip the Hunter
Spike
Fury off the
planted.
bat towards A, and
Gotta go!
Castle kind of is tunnel visioning on
One
that
enemy remaining.
on Muggsy, but they will just take everyone down.
Yeah, the rest of Castle's Kittens having his back there. His Kittens meowing for him in the back line as he sent it forward. Did find the kill on the slide as well, so that helps there to allow for the trade. 5 now out of the first 6 rounds go the way of Castle's Kittens on the defense. I know it's difficult here on Sunset for the double Sentinel to find success on attack, but you have to wonder how many rounds before they start to feel a little nervous about what they have to accomplish on their own defensive half.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard, like, even when Stats, like, wasted their ult, like, it's so hard, like, no one else can pick up, Soviet's operator. If only you could give Jet your tour de force or something, and they could capitalize, but I feel like Castle just getting Soviet through the smoke is so tragic for them.
Yeah, definitely. It put them in an awkward spot. We see the wall up again, but Castle hasn't been noted right away. Soviet does find the pick on the Evo Mega Knight, and the trade's just not there quite yet. The motor blind comes out as well. It's going to force Castle to reposition. Castle and Clancy kind of stuck on their own out here in mid. You wonder how long before the reinforcements come. The dog is going to spot it out. Clancy going for the swing. Shiyu takes down Castle and takes down Clancy as well. Goes for the res. Stats is going to re-aggress into this fight as well. Clancy with nowhere to go up against the wall, but has to swing and finds the kill on a Muggsy. It's going to drop the spike. A 3v2 now. The brawl continues into mid now.
I mean, Clancy stayed alive in mid so long, popped the resurrection, and I mean, Soviet is
I
gonna
have the spike.
take the spike, and I think they're just gonna try to group and walk towards A, but Stats
All
is
is quiet
just
on the western front once more. I mean,
Yeah.
what a crazy brawl that just unfolded in mid. Trades back and forth like you've never seen. Clove Rez is stuck behind the door. They're just going to slowly walk towards A, and Castle's Kitten's comfortable to just let them have this A site, let them have this plant. But you wonder if they're giving too much space, right? I imagine that Soviet or Chiyu will probably look to
30
explore
seconds
towards
left.
CT. Down a number here, probably need to find some kind of pick. So the smoke comes into CT, that should be the indicator now. So Castle's Kittens know where the site is coming. The plant down is going to be for elbow, so no aggression quite yet. Stats just kind of hanging
Spike
around CT
planted.
for the time being, waiting for reinforcements.
Yeah, I mean, is going to be so hard. Omen kind of has every single piece of teleport util, but who knows if it'll be used.
Yeah, all three of these players coming out CT now. Soviet going to be spotted out as well, so both players
not
have
going to
been
land the
noted.
shots.
Tap onto the spike. Clancy swings through. Is going to get taken down by Chiyu. That's 3 on the round for him. Another tap onto the spike. 4 now with that last bullet to Abu Dhabi.
Last player standing.
Soviet. The timing is everything, and the shot's going to be good. He lives on 20 HP, and they convert the 3v2 to finally find another round up on the board.
I mean, Q went insane that round. One bullet gives taps, stats, and those are the rounds you need to win for Pipple's Fukies. Like,
yeah. As we take a look at the replay, I mean, look at this chaos that is unfolding. There's just constant gunfighting going on. It slows down into a 3v2 in Castle's Kitten's favors, but like you said, Chiyu with some heroics out there, absolutely necessary from them there. Pulls them across the line for a second round, and a hard-fought second round on this attack half. They're still down 5-2 here, Arya.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Rose My Goat still kind of not finding their footing. Still with 1 kill. And Castle
Gotta go.
so aware of, like, the one-way got missed, and Iwoki just got Soviet killed.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward situation there, right? You missed the one-way smoke, and so you have to go clear on top of that box, but like you said, it ultimately sold Soviet out. He probably figured that he was going to be safe, and then Castle, great awareness now, so the res does comes in, but the shot down onto Chiyu as well, so it's going to trigger the swing, but Reze might go puts Castle down as well.
Reze doubling their kills with stats is just better. Swings out, and Evo Mega Knight and stats just kind of owning them.
Yeah, Muggsy left alone now here, gonna be tagged up by the drone. Asic is going for a very long lurk. There is still a lot of time left on the clock with 50 seconds, so maybe some time for Muggsy to kind of just hang around and let Asic work up, but Stats seems to be aware of this. So now, Asic forced to run around. He is going to hear these players now, so finds the first freebie onto Abu Dhabi. Clancy with the reswing is going to find the trade, however, so now Muggsy left alone this 1v3.
30
He's gonna have the
seconds
B-bomb
left.
site to themselves, however.
Yeah, I mean, Muggsy, like, still out-fragging many players on their team, even though they're the lowest rank. And could make it happen. Clancy's fully 1 HP, but will they be aware of the flanks coming in?
Yeah, and I think the footstep was noted into market as well, so Clancy probably communicating that to the rest of the team with the double flank coming in as well. The smoke's going to deny space. Muggsy has to swing out. The shot is not going to be found there as Evo Mega Knight finds it, so reset onto the board for Castle's Kittens. After letting that round slip from them previously, they reassert themselves again, proving that they are in control of this defensive half.
I mean, Asic, if they got the kill on Clancy, would have just opened up the whole round, but could not make it happen. Rose My Goat did double their kills that round, but doubling your kill of 1 is kind of awkward.
Yeah, and I mean, Evo Mega Knight is 10-2 at this point, so just absolutely frying these players on Piplup Pookies thus far. Again, Clancy jumps out to an aggressive first half as well on the scoreboard, so those two players kind of pulling their weight pretty heavily. Castle hasn't had to do as much as you would normally see from him, as we see a mid-default coming out from Piplup Pookies on this eco round, but look at the aggression out. 3 players walking forward, and the slide out timing. Gonna find Chiyu here with the spray down. Clancy and Market looking to hold it down. Muggsy, the trade out there. Do they expect so many players to be main here? They're getting hit on all sides.
Makes it happen. Clean sheriff shot.
Last player standing.
Even
Team
better trades out for
trades
Castle's
happened.
Kittens. Yeah, great job there. A team ace. Everybody collaborated there for Castle's Kittens to make that anti-eco happen. So 7 on the board now. They're starting to run away with this half. We've seen it happen before on the map of Sunset, in which I believe it was Team Rocket against Pharma LLC yesterday in the quarterfinal. They just could not find a way to make the double senti work on attack first, and they just didn't have the runway to make mistakes on their defensive half. So you wonder if that's sitting in the back of Piplup Pookie's mind. They have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough for them. Rose, even though they did get 1, it's so tough. Like, this Kojar lockdown is gonna really limit. And Clancy loves this angle in mid. Will take down their smokes player, and that's really a worthwhile trade.
Oh, Evo Mega Knight shutting Soviet down.
Yeah.
I think a bit of an awkward moment there. Probably did not intend to fall off of the A box there.
And it is so tough for Pipple's Rookies. Just trying to pick up the pieces of this round.
Just gonna regroup back towards B. They do pick the right site here for this regroup. As you can see, it's just Abu Dhabi on the side of the map, but with the orb tap coming in, it's going to be the trigger for Castle to fast rotate on that Neon, so he's going to be here in time for this potential site hit. With 50 seconds left here.
Turret down.
Breaks the turret. It's drawing a lot of rotates, but nobody out quite yet. So now, reassessing with 40 seconds left, looking to regroup. They're going for the res in the mid. There's a gap in the wall, but no players around to punish now, so Chiyu is back alive now. It's a 4v4.
Yeah, but the time is ticking so low. And the Abu Dhabi really hearing these players go
30
towards
seconds
A, and Castle always the fast rotator.
Do they consider
With
Evo
this
Mega
rank.
Knight here in elbow? How long before Evo Mega Knight makes their play as well? The Huntress Fury coming in, a bit of a distraction here. 17 seconds left now. All of the players are going to be close. However, Reze Magod is going to spot Evo Mega Knight, and ASEC is going to find the shot on the castle. The Abu Dhabi answers with 2 of their own, so a 2v2 now coming in as the spike does finally go down. Muggsy pushing forward, getting
One
down to
enemy
stats, and now a
remaining.
1v2 for Reze Magod with it all to do now. Both players grouped up towards CT. The lockdown's going to come
Yeah,
out as well to put some time pressure on for Reze. Creeping
Reze
forward,
Magod.
looking to find it. Finds the first one to Abu Dhabi, knows the second player CT, pushing forward on his stats, but the shot is going to go wide. Stats is going to clean it up and secure an 8th round there for Castle's Kittens. There was an opportunity there for Piplapookies, but it just wasn't quite enough. Not enough from Reze Magod to pull it across the line.
Yeah, I mean, Reze Magod is really tragic. Like, they've been kind of making their team lose a lot of these attack rounds. Like, your duelist needs to be, like, on their game, but is looking like kind of objective. That round could have been a massive swing for them to bring it to, like, a 7-5 half, but it's so
a
hard.
lot of ultimates
Muggsy
committed.
just top fragging again is honestly crazy.
Standing
That's
They're
he is-
trying to be a hero for their team, but how much are the heroics worth if the rest of your team is not there supporting you? Meanwhile, Q does find the opener onto Castle, a bit of a costly
But
one
Evo
for
Mega
damage
Knight-
sake. Sneaks away, but takes a lot of damage for their trouble.
Yeah. I mean, the Sage Orb going to Narnia, but Stats
Zemago trying to swing forward,
get
Stats is
one.
prepared.
evening up the score.
Clancy in front of
Clancy
CT finds
gets
one.
one, but the Reds will come in. Soviets kind of really
One
trapped.
enemy
and
remaining.
Muggsy-
Sova removed.
Muggsy.
Muggsy could not finish off the round, but
Yeah, 9 on the board now for Castle's Kittens in this defensive half. We
Last
saw a
round
10-2
before the
last time
switch.
for the double Sentinel comp on attack on Sunset yesterday. It looks like we could be looking at some repeat offenders here. I mean,
mhm.
just absolute brutal stuff. You wonder if there has to be a layer of mental deterioration on the side of Piplapookies. They were undefeated coming into today, had taken care of business against pretty much everybody, and then they have a really hard-fought map where they work real hard to get back into it, and then it just slips out of their fingertips at the last moment. So I wonder if that's weighing on their minds and causing the play maybe a bit tilted or a bit nervous here in this map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is even their map pick, and they're looking really uncomfortable with. It feels so difficult for them to win. Like, they've got put on like the offensive half first. But
Oh, look at
Clancy just
come
sprayed
on.
down
Spike
3.
down,
Like,
Nobody breaking the
It-
alarm bot from Abu Dhabi just allows those body shots to rip them to shreds.
Last player
Stats with the back
standing.
shot onto Chiyu, so now it's just a 1v4 to keep them in this half. Castle on the flank finds it as well. A 10-2 half on the cards for Castle's
I mean,
Kittens.
it's so heartbreaking. We've seen Clancy
Switching
just
sides.
be amazing at these spray downs, and it's just so tough for Pimple's Rookies. It feels like a lot of these players are just tapped out of the game.
Yeah, I made the reference to, I'm gonna do it again to Clash Royale, right? This cycle style of gameplay.
no.
They're really running it down on them. I mean, completely, even on the defensive half, right? Castle on the Neon with the double duelist and Jet, and you have a Clove as well. It's just in your face constantly. Piplapookies had been finding a lot of success with more of like a control siege style of deck, right? They're playing more of like that mortar cycle kind of stuff going on, where they take control of space and they're trying to find picks, but it's just not working out for them on that attack half. They have so much to do with this double Sentinel, and they have to win this pistol to keep themselves alive in Carnation Clash.
I'm honestly upset that you brought up Clash Royale again, but
I couldn't help it. I
Castle
couldn't help it.
fully paranoid. Few
Good pick
just
from
still
Soviet,
could not
too.
find it.
Shutting down the split into B main, so all of these players have to flood in from market. Soviet doing a great job to hold on to the B main space, so it's going to be a bit of a pincer here. They're going to look to try and refight back into this main, but they're not going to find Soviet. Soviet's kind of left the space.
I'm out of here.
Oh, walking back forward, going to be spotted out now here. Castle with the swing, gonna get taken down by Soviet. There's 2 more players to deal with. A great decision to back away there as the rest of the players begin to flood out onto the site from Hiplop Pookies. Stats though finds 2 of his
going
own.
huge on
Last
default.
player standing.
Can't use that.
Clancy could not make it happen.
Yeah, 3 on the round for Soviet. A great job by Chiyu to equalize as well on the site. Stats was doing some heroics, but really taking care of business. Soviet did a fantastic job of just staying alive and being a nuisance in B main. It gets them on the board in the second half. A very crucial pistol round out from them.
Yeah, but they really have to convert. You really can't let any of these rounds slip away. But I feel like, I mean, Clancy really showing up for this map, like Castle and Evil Mega Knight, like although they were doing really well in the last map, like Clancy might be the MVP of the series, like always getting these crucial trades and honestly winning rounds by themselves.
One
Shout out to Soviet with the second and the
Soviet
TP away.
somehow got away from that.
Refuses to donate the gun, but what a shot out from
Amazing
Evo
shot.
Mega Knight. Drops the outlaw, but these 2 players still on site here. Playing a bit of a crossfire. Asic gonna find it onto the Abu Dhabi, but Soviet's looking the wrong way.
not looking.
Down A.
Good trade
Last
out from
player
Asic though, has to
standing.
find another. Stats finally gets the kill now, so a 1v2 and a gun going to be collected, so a rifle as well in this 1v2 against the Guardian and I believe an Outlaw or so. Stats with the swing on the Chiyu
Standing.
finds it as well. It's a 1v1, but I don't think he's aware of Muggsy so close, and the swing finds the third!
Never
Clutch
give up.
out for Stats once more. It's going to be an eco conversion for
Act on
Castle's
my
Kittens.
intel.
And
Don't give
I'm
them
willing to
time
say
to
you might as well
reposition.
put this map and this best of 3 in the dumpster at this point. If you're Piplop Pookies, you just could not let that round slip. And not only is it costly, it's a round lost. They don't even find the conversion on the anti-eco.
I mean, it's so tragic. Pimple Pookies were undefeated. Like, it's so tough for them. Like, it's even their map pick. But Castle's Kittens just looking like the way better team. Everyone on their team is just making plays, and Pimple Pookies just trying to make anything happen. Like,
Yeah, you see the walk down mid here. There's just a full walk down. Very slow play out from
I'm
Castle's
outta
Kittens
here.
on the A
Alarm
side,
bot.
so that alarm bot is going to tuck in behind them here. I think there's a way around it potentially. I don't know if Piplop Pookies will play it that way, but I think seeing how open the site is, they have to be relatively aware of this flank. Yes, the alarm bot will give them
Yeah.
away now, so Clancy's going to play a close angle. You
Clancy.
wonder. Uh-oh, gets caught out. That's going to be a gun potentially collected. Castle on the crossfire is going to go down for just 1 as well, so a gun collected there as well. 2 guns picked up now in the 4v3 advantage for Piplop Pookies.
I mean, Clancy may have been wanting to try for his classic spray down, but
Good
the
wall
wall
out from
coming out
Muggsy
is
is allowing the flood. The Abu Dhabi goes 1 for 1 with Soviet, who finds Stats. The wall's finally going to be broken by Evo Mega Knight, but finds the shot onto Chiyu there. The Abu Dhabi goes straight down on
enemy
Muggsy, so
remaining.
now it's a 1v2 for Soviet.
and the Abu
Look at the
Dhabi living so long, the one way coming in, and
No one else could do
it's
this.
so unwinnable. The Abu Dhabi, like, living so long on the breaker box, just completely ruined
Match
Pimple
point.
Pookies' chances of getting to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, a fantastic job there. You can see every single player except for Castle is currently positive on Castle's Kittens team. So we talked about him being a superstar and kind of running everybody down, but instead it's the rest of his team. The team that he drafted has come together to support him in an all-important semifinal against the top seed in our tournament, just completely carrying him on their backs, really just a team effort there. And you can see how much success they're finding with their comfortability roles as opposed to the more traditional stuff that they were playing on day number 1.
Yeah, for reference, Castle did not draft the team, but
Oh.
Castle is being an amazing sub right now, just being a leader for their team, just being the Neon, being the nuisance, being like the full entry into the Zone Central. Dabi does be taking down Castle, does stun himself.
Great shot.
Yeah,
He's
Stats
gonna
is
trade it.
getting 2. I mean, Stats is playing phenomenally, and
2v3 here though, so it still looks pretty winnable for Piplups Pookies. However, these two players that are alive for Castles Kittens have been doing some heavy lifting in this best of 3. Stats and Evo Mega Knight, both very capable players here, just kind of waiting it out, waiting for a misstep or an overplay. Both sides being very disciplined here. Piplups Pookies understanding they're on match point and also tournament point for themselves here, so not wanting to give away any kind of pick right now. 40 seconds left, plenty of time to kind of feel things out.
It feels like everyone in Castles Kittens have been like the hero on like most rounds. Like
30 seconds left.
has really showed up this map is like 20-7 right now, but Resin My Goat
One enemy remaining.
will get traded out, but Evil Mega Knight
Spike down
has
B.
6 HP.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a player here on Castles Kittens that could make this winnable, it would be Evo Mega Knight. So looking to reposition, but he's going to be spotted out by the Fade Dog. So both these players now walking forward. The Fade Eye going to reconfirm that same position from Evo Mega Knight, and the swing is going to be good out
Get
from
this spray down.
So staying alive for another round is Piplups Pookies, and if you are Piplups Pookies, you kind of just have to think of it one round at a time, right? It's a large comeback to have to do, but you can't think of it as we need to win 8 rounds. You have to think of it as we need to win this round, and then the next round, and continue to move forward like that. I mean, it is a double Sentinel comp, right? So it's not without beyond the realm of reason for them to be able to bring this back, but they have to work so hard for each and every round.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels really tough. You really need to get an operator online. Like, Castles Kittens have 0 flashes, and it's just so tough for them to deal with an operator, like, especially the Tour de Force Soviets been a thorn in their side. Look tag Clancy for 140 with the Outlaw, and ASIC trying to get a bit active.
Great shot out from Q on the first, but Mega Knight with the instantaneous trade, re-swing out towards Elba. Soviet and ASIC finally, the collaboration
Evil Mega Knight
continues to push forward.
I mean, I think Evil Mega Knight has to get this kill on Soviet to open up this round.
That spotted it out as well, so the swing is going to be good from Evo Mega Knight. That's 3 on the round now. Both of these players are here from Piplups Pookies with the smoke as well to be holding on to, but with the full minute, there's an opportunity for them to reassess, readdress the situation. The drone's going to spot out both players at this point, so they have the understanding of where both of these players on Piplups Pookies are. They're just going to start to walk away, right? All into elbow now, so you wonder if they just choose to leave A altogether. It seems to be that that's what they want to do here. Pookies perhaps overreading a little bit and choosing to believe that they might try and walk out through the A main space, so it's going to give Castles Kittens the opportunity to fully reassess and readdress and rotate back towards B for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so tough. I don't know how much utility Resin My Goat has, but Resin My Goat has been on the lower end of Piplups Pookies going into the series, and it's like pretty tough for them to...
Timing found here on this walk. You wonder how long it will take Stats to walk up versus how long Evo Mega Knight can stall out onto the spike, because it is planted a little bit open, but it's not planned for CT. I think Stats spotted the first one out on Pillar, so the timing is going to be everything. A tap onto the spike, the swing from Evo Mega Knight confirms that they're off. Stats continues to walk up as the first, and the second from Evo Mega Knight. That's 4 on the round. It's going to close out the map and close out the series. Castles Kittens in dominant fashion on Sunset after heroics on mat number 1 walk away with the 2-0 and send it forward into the grand final.
Yeah, I mean, Piplups Pookies is really just crumbling under the weight of their OT loss on Haven, and ASIC or Resi My Goat kind of not showing up to play this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where in a single elimination format, even in the best of 3, you need to be firing on all cylinders, and we saw that from Castles Kittens. All of their players across the board are really taking care of business, whereas on the side of Piplups Pookies, you know, they had such a successful day 1, but they just didn't show up in full force for day number 2, and unfortunately are going to be eliminated here in our semifinal. I believe I was hearing the match report, Darthy and Friends did win 2-0 over Pharma LLC, so it's going to be Darthy and Friends up against Castles Kittens in our grand final. Before we send you to break, we do want to remind everybody at home what we are doing here at Carnation Tournaments and with Carnation Clash. We are community driven and community based, and today we're supporting the Immigrant Defense Project. So What that a broken immigration system combined with 2 decades of bipartisan support for ICE has led to brutal conditions for our immigrant neighbors. Immigrants across this country are victims of racist immigration policy and are criminalized, deported to prop up prisons and companies which benefit from keeping immigrants in precarity. We're witnessing people being separated from their families, tortured and killed in prison, and outright murdered in the street to support a fascist political project. So, what the Immigrant Defense Project does is they work to combat that, working upstream issues like immigration reform and downstream issues like providing legal counsel to immigrants. So, they worked with the community defense groups to provide messaging around our unjust immigration system. We implore you to help us support that. We're raising money throughout this entire tournament. All of this is a charity cause to the Immigrant Defense Project. Make sure to type !IDP in the chat below if you're watching at home, or click the link in either our description or in our Discord if you want to support. We appreciate everybody out there who has already supported or consider supporting. And with that, any final closing thoughts before we send it to a break, and we'll be back with you for grand finals, Arya?
Um, Not really. I'm very excited to see Dorothy and Friends and Castle's Kittens show off in this final BO3, I think.
Yeah, BO3. One final BO3 to claim it all. We saw them play on stream on day number 1. We're going to see a bit of a rematch and a run it back. We'll see you in just a few short minutes for our grand final.
Welcome back to Carnation Class Chat. where we interview winners from the previous game. My name's Nora, and I'm about to interview the captain of Castle's Kittens moving to finals, Castle. Hello, Castle.
Yo.
Welcome, welcome. Are you excited about making finals?
Yeah, we're extremely freaking hyped about making grand finals. It was a long road after our
Yeah.
shaky start of getting completely obliterated by Team Darthy. We stole their strats and played Neon on every map, and we haven't lost. So
Wow, that's really beautiful. I mean, you are a last minute sub, and you're also a last minute captain. So, I mean, you kind of have to have that captain energy for your team. And as I saw, map one went to overtime in semifinals, and the other team started making a pretty close comeback, but you guys clutched it out in overtime. How did you keep like the mental how did you bring the mental back for overtime to like ensure that you guys got that win?
I'm not gonna be toxic, but the
Mm.
last 3 rounds that the other team got were like extremely lucky, like falling, full
Uh-huh.
spray,
I
one
see, I see.
tapping me. And so we were pretty confident that we would be able to close it out in OT.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my team going into this tournament as a new sub, I was like, I have 3 things, right? If we have good vibes, if we communicate and you listen to what I say, we'll win. So that also played a pretty big
That's
part in the OT game.
that's really beautiful. I mean, a team be able to rely on their captain and be able to, listen, communicate, and then also just like have those vibes because you like ensure that you guys have those vibes is really great for the team chem, it seemed. I mean, you went nuclear, map one, same with Evo Mega Knight. You guys dropping a twin 33 and 32. How are you gonna keep this energy up for this finals game against? It's a revenge match, it seems. So
Yeah, it's a revenge map. We in our first matchup we got iced because we didn't get to play our first game, and
right.
so me and Mega Knight we weren't warmed up yet. Mega Knight is God. I mean, this guy is destroying everyone. So I think as long as I keep IGLing well, I'm trying to set him up for success. I think we'll be able to keep it up, but Darthy has a pretty strong side, so I'm not super confident that we'll obliterate them, but I think we can win.
yeah, I mean that sounds really great. I mean, keep leading your team to victory. I'm really excited to see what you guys have set up for finals.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the interview, and I hope I get interviewed again in just a little bit after we win.
Sounds perfect. See you later, Castle. Good
All
luck.
right.
Good luck.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Wow, what a wonderful chat we just had with Castle. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a really great revenge map, especially because they verse each other in round 2 of Swiss stage. I would love to hear thoughts from Dorothy and friends. Seems like both the team captains have their names in their titles, so I'm really excited to see this clash they're about to have. Let's pull Dorothy in here, the captain of Dorothy and Friends, for an interview. Hello, Dorothy.
Yo,
Oh,
what's up?
congrats on your 2-0 win. Those
Thank you.
off stream, I was checking it out on the monitors next to me, and it looked like you guys were really having fun, really, keeping the team energy up just like you were from day one. I mean, what we heard from Castle is that you guys beat Castle's Kittens, round 2 of Swiss stage. How are you gonna ensure that that energy that you used round 2 is gonna come to the final?
You know, I woke up this morning. I was hella tired, right? But then I ate some blueberries, right? Energy's going up. I'm eating
Right.
blueberries right now. Energy is even higher, so like we got this. Like
Yeah,
I know
totally.
we're gonna keep that energy. I know we're gonna do our very best.
I hear that blueberries improve your reaction time, so I'm really excited to see those flicks from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I also wanted to ask you like how game map both maps went for you because the stream didn't see it. Give us a little summary about the game.
First map was pretty fire, I can't lie. It was a calm 13-5 victory. It was pretty good.
On
Everyone pulled out
Sunset,
some
correct?
yeah, everyone pulled out some great performances. And then the second map, we had a 9-3 half, and but unfortunately Braden decided to drop 38 kills out of nowhere, so it was a little scary. It got to 9-10, but then we reeled it back. We we slowly figured it out, and we got the dub. And I want to
Yeah.
shout out my teammate Raccoon especially. This guy might be the greatest breach of all
Yeah,
time.
that's what I've been hearing. I mean, he is diamond, but I'm hearing that his util is quite literally insane. So, I
Yeah,
mean, as a neon, it must feel really great to have that, breach or initiator util just to back you up.
exactly.
Wow, that's really fantastic. I mean, I heard that Castlekin is using your strat of just playing neon every map, and they started owning. So, I am really excited to see this neon clash that you guys are about to have.
Yeah, I talked a little bit with him just now before this interview, and it was nice talk, very friendly, and
Okay, that's
he
really
seemed
beautiful.
excited.
I love to hear the friendly chats out of opponents. Anyways, Dorothy, we're really excited to watch you and your team play, and we can't wait to see what the outcome is. Good luck.
Hell yeah! Catch you later.
Bye bye, Dorothy.
Bye bye.
And this was Carnation Clash Chats, and we will see you post finals for another interview, maybe with the whole team. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Carnation Clash. We're here with Dorothy and Friends and Castles Kittens. Starting map 1, I think it's Haven again. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact map pool, which is kind of sad, but all good.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it'd be exciting to see some more maps, but we have seen some exciting gameplay on these maps from both of these teams so far in Carnation Clash. So as we gear up for our grand final best of 3, starting with that map of Haven, that's what we saw Dorothy and Friends kind of dominate Castles Kittens on day number 1. And then we saw Castles Kittens kind of sneak away with it in that semifinal against Piplup Pookies. So definitely looking to see with that switch up in team composition, with the Neon now for Castle, with the Clove from Clancy, and the Sova from Stats, those 3 players, along with Evo Mega Knight, I mean, I could just kind of glaze the entire team. Even Abu Dhabi had moments of shining as well. So that's a very well-rounded team on Castle's Kittens that found success in that semifinal against a team that had been undefeated thus far. But on the other hand, Dorothy and Friends, obviously dominant on that map of Haven in that first matchup against Castle's Kittens. You know, they have people like Misuses on that team who have experience on University of Oregon. And Dorothy, we talked about him being the tip of that spearhead, you know, really just cutting through the opposing team. So I'm curious what your predictions are coming into map number 1.
I have like a personal favorite to win who is Castles Kittens, but I'm expecting perhaps Dorothy and Friends to roll over Haven as they did in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see it, right? We saw them in dominant fashion the first time around, and it's interesting as we look quickly at the rest of the veto there, you can see that Sunset being map number 2. This time, Castles Kittens picking it. We just saw them be absolutely dominant on that map, so you know they're feeling comfortable coming into that map as well. As we see the 2 rosters here, the only different change for Dorothy and Friends this time around, Kozu stepping in on that roster there, I believe in the slot of Wild X. The rest of that roster, Misuses, Raccoon, Sloth, have all had moments of shine as well. So 2 very well-rounded teams coming in to clash at Carnation Clash for our grand final. I'm very excited to see this best of 3 as we load into Haven.
Yeah, I mean, who are your favorites to win the finals?
You know, it's hard to root against Dorothy and Friends because they've been so successful thus far. The only hiccup that they had came against Piplup Pookies, and they don't have to deal with them this time around. And they already found that success against Castles Kittens, so you know they're feeling confident coming in. They're playing a very similar comp to before with that Sage along with the Neon from Dorothy, and I expect Dorothy to really pop off, but Castles Kittens, man, they're like a Cinderella story thus far. They got off to such a rough start because they had to deal with that weird timing delay and the DQ in round 1, and they've really found their footing. They're undefeated since that loss to Dorothy and Friends, so I think both teams have a fantastic shot. I'm personally rooting for Castles Kittens, but it's hard to see Dorothy and Friends not coming away with this one.
Revealing area.
On this attack side, a bit of a fake coming out here from Castles Kittens, right? Sending the Neon first with the Sova Dart. It's drawing a ton of rotates immediately.
Kozu has a crazy wall right now.
Heal out for Sloth. Castle has not been noted in Garage Window. What is happening? Finally going to be spotted out, so Castle's is going to be noted. He's going to find one on them. He's traded out by Kozu, so it's well handled. But on the other side of the map, the A site completely open. This fake has worked so well. Castle did such a great job of just creating chaos there. So a 4v4 post plant onto the A site, which is so difficult to retake. And they burned a lot of their utility. They don't have the breach stun. I don't believe they have the omen blind, so it's going to be difficult for them to fly back in.
Yeah, and it looks like Stats is looking for the late work. And with no flank watching util, Stats is going to have an amazing timing to backstab these players.
Yeah, a good crossfire, probably swing timing off of the CT contact from Evo Mega Knight. Here comes the walk out of the smoke. Clancy, players flooding up backside. The right click's not going to go his way, but Stats with the backstab finds 3, and Abu Dhabi closes it out. So a pistol round secured for Castles Kittens, off to another hot start in this grand final.
Yeah, I mean, Stats has been a very star player for Castles Kittens. Honestly, like, their whole roster has been really showing up today, as we saw in the last series. And Dorothy and Friends, we've only seen them play one map. I don't know how comfortable they are playing against Castles Kittens.
Yeah, definitely. And on this ENT Eco, you can see they're looking, or sorry, on this Eco round for the side of Dorothy and Friends, they're looking to get rather aggressive here towards mid and garage. Very traditional stuff out from the Neon type of comp. And it seems like Castles Kittens pretty well aware, however, that dart going absolutely nowhere. So they have full mid control. The drone's going to spot them out. And Castle with the judge is going to punish Dorothy there. The scan tag onto Misuses is going to force him to go down to Abu Dhabi. And these players that are pushed up here, they're going to be noted as well. So not find anything for their troubles quite yet, just to dink up on the stats. Refight coming in now as Castle finds another with the judge and quickly repositions. Clancy has been slow walking up C long. They have that set
Last
completely
player
open.
standing.
Evo Mega Knight just silencing them on his own anyway. Cozy not going to find any with the right click. That's flawless anti-eco for Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, Castle's playing Fortnite out here. Using this judge, great effect, Dorothy just not expecting it, and very awkward buy for Dorothy and friends, all of them having either light or regen armor, so might be very hard for them to actually win this first gun round for them.
Yeah, definitely. A very crucial tone setter type of round here for our first map. You can see with this judge here, Castle just wanting to go fast into Garage. Kozu's going to have a lot of pressure placed on them very quickly. The Sage Wall coming in, immediately broken. Going to be spotted out, darted out as well. Going to go down to Castle's judge. That's a gun collected as well. So looking to accelerate now, perhaps. No, they pause. They wait. They play it slow. The players, they've rotated away from A. Dorothy is the only player on that side of the map. So they're going to look to re-explore on Castle's Kittens.
I mean, Clancy, I don't know if they know Clancy's inserted up there. Raccoon might have a bit of a feeling, but Clancy could find a great timing if Raccoon's trying to rotate.
Redrone, I don't believe spotted Sloth here tucked into the cubby, so you wonder if they're going to consider that angle. Castle should hopefully be aware, but it seems like creeping forward hasn't checked it yet. Just a half check. Sloth finds it first, but Evo Mega Knight
Evo Mega Knight is the running gunner, and
misuse the shots goes wide.
Can't find the shot, but Dorothy.
Wow, I don't know how Dorothy was not heard with all of that neon noise behind Clancy. Maybe a miscommunication going on. Meanwhile, Evo Mega Knight finds the shot. Misuse is still noted on the backside. Finds a third on the round. Goes for the wide scope tag onto Dorothy as well. A 1v3 now for him to keep them alive in this first buy round.
Yeah, I mean, we said before, it's so tough. They all have light armor and could not find the shot into the other lobby. And
gotta go.
Let's find one there. Slide out, finds the second. 1v1, but Evo Mega Knight shuts it down. Lands on top of Dorothy's tower as that Evo Mega Knight 4 on the round deploying there. And it's a bonus round converted to Castle's Kittens. Very important stuff out from them early on in this grand final.
It's like the Evo Mega Knight got dropped on the whole of Dorothy and friends, and you're really gonna squish them for their first gun round.
A whole big push building up. You've got all these big units, squishy units coming in, about 10 elixir of cycle utility, and just in one Evo Mega Knight is all it takes, and your push demolished, just like Dorothy and friends there.
Yeah, and force back, it looks like they have forced like stingers and stuff.
Revealing area.
Castle probably aware that Dorothy could be close right. Hopefully.
Good shot out from Dorothy. This start's going to be pretty good. How long? Oh, but it doesn't come in time. But the reswinger misuses finds 2. The Abu Dhabi finally trades it out. A 3v2 now, so it's going to reset the situation here as they look to reaggress towards the rest of the map here. Guns going to be collected A long, I imagine, here as this late round begins to unfold. And Castle's Kitten's just going to scurry away over to the C bomb site.
I don't know if Sloth heard their rotate towards C, but
I dropped the spike. I got the spike.
So a weird spike dropping, but yeah.
I dropped the spike.
Yeah, but
just very
like Dorothy and friends just were not very aware, and feels like they want to try to regroup, but Sloth might try to go for some sort of hero play.
Yeah, you know, Sloth is known for these ambitious plays that he likes to make here. He will be noted by that alarm bot momentarily, and with the push into CT, it seems like Castle's Kitten should hopefully be aware that most of the reinforcements are coming from flank, and with the Hunter's Fury as well, the early tap here, you wonder if they're going to go for it. No, Sloth sticking it down to half. Stats finds the shot, but traded out by Sloth's Stinger as well. The tap onto the spike is going to be half. Abu Dhabi doesn't have the time, finds the kill, but isn't going to have time to prevent the defuse. Sloth sticks it down, and it's going to be a first round found on a Thrifty out from Dorothy and friends, puts them on the board.
Yeah, I don't know how their eco's like, but it seems like a lot of them still can't buy weapons going into this round, and it's gonna be tough. Dorothy does have the overdrive online, and could be their ticket back into the round. Well, it looks like most of them can buy.
Yeah, just one light shield out there for Dorothy. I think he imagines he's going to be using that overdrive this round, perhaps not being too concerned about full investing and having his teammate buy him. He might be throwing his light forward pretty ambitiously. So, meanwhile, Castle's Kitten's just going to start with a bit of a slower mid-default. Castle, again, on that judge, looking to entry. They're grouping up towards B rather quickly here, and Dorothy, who's walked up towards A, he's going to run into this alarm bot. You wonder if that's going to be the trigger to go. Raccoon does find the early pick onto Clancy, finds a second on backside. Evo Mega Knight finally with the trade, but Kozu is there to refrag as well, so a 4v2 now. Abu Dhabi is going to be tacked up by the drone. gonna put it in an awkward spot
Almost
now.
flurried down, yeah. But stats with the...
Good avoiding of that Sova shock now. It's going to open up the C bomb site. So again, Stats and Abu Dhabi once again with an opportunity to convert on a 2v3. The plant's going to come down into C. Sloth going for a late wrap.
Spike
Could
planted.
be a big impact player towards the end of this round here should things go accordingly. Player spotted out towards Garage. Is going to cause the flood out from Dorothy here. Stats finds the back shot onto Misuses now. Abu Dhabi's tagged down to 1 HP, so going to go down there, and Sloth does find the refrag as well on the Stats. So cleans up the round successfully. It's a second round in a row and on the board for Dorothy and Brent.
I mean, it's gonna drop Council Kittens on a low buy, but they do have Jet Knives and the Neon Overdrive. Could make this round very costly for Dorothy and friends if they're not careful.
Absolutely here. A lot of ultimates coming into this round on both sides here, so I imagine that Castle's Kittens probably rebuying into this, believing that they can convert with these ultimates, and obviously Dorothy and friends doing the same, so I expect there to be a lot of crazy, chaotic bloodshed happening on this round, and you can see they're already grouping towards a very fast garage split, like they have been known to do so far on this map of Haven.
It's like they're ready to try to take down Kozu somehow with the judge, but Kozu, very disciplined, running away from all the noise that they heard in Garage.
You should run.
Look at this
Lockdown.
deep inserted lockdown. That's pretty strong. It's going to force a Hunter's Fury reaction out from Misuses. Meanwhile, Sloth does find the early pick onto Castle there, so as they flood out onto the seaside, he's going to be on the floor, but then Abu Dhabi finds the trade. Maybe a bit of an overplay there from Sloth. The plant's going to come down now, 4v4, but a fast flood from Dorothy and friends. Just going to execute back onto the site immediately here. Swings out backside, pops the overdrive. They're going to get taken down.
Evil Mega Knight.
Jets ground. Last player
Kozu only able to find one before being blinded up, and Stats finds one as well, so it's just Kozu into Abu Dhabi with the bandit, shuts it down.
Wow.
Wow,
I mean,
what a chaotic
so
round.
The spokes player taking down and Evil Mega Knight somehow killing, I think, Dorothy and someone else coming out of backside, and is so tough. Evil Mega Knight probably should have gotten traded like way faster, and
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, we've seen it time and time again. Sloth, no stranger to Carnation tournaments and Carnation Clash. You know, he finds the great first pick, and he just wants to go for more. He jumps back up on that box and immediately gets retraded, and so it doesn't allow the rest of the team to flood in successfully there. And Castle's Kittens continuing to apply the pressure and the aggression. They're just going to sprint it forward into C. The C side is going to be theirs. However, the Rolling Thunder here for the side of Dorothy and Friends could be crucial here on this retake.
but Castle might not get hit by this Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, the blind and
Does
Rolling
get
Thunder
hit.
catching 3 players, but the Mega Knight forced up on top side, gonna be taken down by Misuses. Stats with the refrag, but Castle and Dorothy go 1-for-1 as well.
And the Hunter's Fury just completely destroyed their walkout.
Do they consider Clancy close here? I don't know if they do. Oh, he gets away his position with the shorty though. Misuses finds 3 on the round, catching the long player as well. The defuse is going to come in. A successful retake out behind the Rolling Thunder. They didn't even commit the save for that side.
Yeah, I mean, Evo Mega Knight flew so high in the air, just easy targets, just picking a jet out of the sky, just like, I don't even know how the Evo Mega Knight got that high, but
I felt like Clancy had an opportunity to be a difference maker in that round, but sold himself out, shooting the shorty shots a bit too early, perhaps scared that a player was sticking the defuse through the neon wall. Could have had, you know, with rifle out, perhaps find 2 before getting traded there, but unfortunately does not go his way. So now the map tightens. The grip tightens a little bit now. You get a little more tense here as we get into the latter stages of this first half. It's 4-3.
Get out of my way!
Revealing
the Blade Storm coming out for Evo Mega Knight, we've seen it be very deadly in the hands of Evo Mega Knight. Overdrive for Castle coming out again.
It is a
maybe
free
looking to
B-bomb
aggress
site.
A-Link, but
Here's the swing,
Castle
finds
just taking
both.
down both,
Spike
and
planted.
they're playing through Swan. Castle's
Look at him
going
go.
insane.
He is going to be noted, but finds the third onto Kozu. Raccoon finally puts an end to Castle's reign of terror, and Sloth finds one onto Abu Dhabi, so a 3v2 now potential here as they begin to walk back in towards the site. Going to be spotted out by the Owl Drone, tagged up as well. Raccoon with the aftershock. Going to get shot down by
Taking down,
Clancy.
and Clancy with some fancy feet will not get
Great
taken
job.
down, and
Yeah, I mean, just diving in is Castle. He walks up close before going for that wide swing slide, and it's one of those things where that sliding Neon's so hard to track. Absolutely no damage dealt between either of those A-Link players onto him. He just continues to press forward and finds the third onto Kozu and Spawn as well, so that res is going to be denied. And it's just from there a clean, easy round for the rest of the way for Castle's Kittens.
I mean, if Kozu did kill Castle, then the res could get used, and then
I'll
the
show
round is
them.
just
Gotta
over.
go.
Like, it would be so hard. But Kozu again going for this wall. Here's a million people in garage, and as immediately dips, like I'm out of here. But the Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
My
Great
ultimate
pick on the
Slot,
spot.
I don't know how you die there, but
Yeah,
Blessing
perhaps
is
taking
truly
an ambitious
impressive.
play. An ambitious play out from Sloth, I think, trying to deny some of that
Spike
long space, but to Abu
planted.
Dhabi with the perfect timing there on the long lurk. The res is going to come in onto Raccoon, so there's dead set on trying to convert this retake. Ogden is in the smoke.
Yeah, but Stas is going for this late lurk, might catch Dorothy unaware,
Bomb
and
grenade
Oh,
out.
Castle disconnected. Stats finds the shot, so it's technically a 1v3 now for first Stats from Garage. It's going to go down to Raccoon. Castle is AFK, so
Castle,
unfortunately the
oh
defuse is going to
no.
come in. It's going to be a fourth round on the board for Dorothy and Friends. An unfortunate situation there. They were looking pretty successful on that retake, however, so I feel confident that they would have been able to convert on it. So Castle coming back now. He seems to be okay, but a bit unfortunate there for Castle's Kittens. Just a bit of a mishap there.
lucky, lucky, lucky.
Castle letting them know
maybe
that
Castle got like DDoS or something.
yeah, he believes that it was a bit of luck there for the side of
I'm
Dorothy and
outta
Friends. But I think he's back now, so we should be good going into this round. But honestly, a really strong retake out there. I thought the res was a bit ambitious, you know, especially with the judge coming in on that retake, but they did such a good job of flooding out onto backside and handling the trades really effectively. It ended up being a 1v3. You wonder if Castle would have maybe had some impact there on the backside cross as they were swinging out there, but relatively well handled there from Dorothy and Friends.
I mean, they do have, or Castle's Kittens do have the lockdown coming into this round, but they're sticking to their garage default. Kozu honestly could just slow them immediately, and this wall is just immediately getting destroyed as Castle.
Both slows committed, but Castle was in front of both of them, so Sloth is going to hear it perhaps, but not aware of how fast Castle is up. Hearing the second player behind in the slow, perhaps giving some false information away, and it's the C site cracked open there by Castle.
There's a ton flank, and there's no flank utility from the Abu Dhabi, which might be.
Castle seems to be
Spike
aware of
planted.
it. Spots both players out on the flank.
Yeah. Bring Clancy to try to hold the space, but
Yeah, we
they
can
are
pull
getting
Friz as well.
Stats going crazy in the window, and
Dorothy and Raccoon, though, do find two. Clancy with the late res there is probably going to cause a bit of a
turn.
nuisance. Dorothy
I'm out of here.
forced to swing out on the trade.
One
The trade
enemy
is great
remaining.
from Castle. Raccoon is able to find it as well, but in a 1v2 now, and with a lot of less time to play with, just going to have to
May
try and go
off to
forward.
save this round.
Flash out!
Just trying to go
jump
for it,
out.
swings through. Evil
But Evil
Mega
Mega
Knight
Knight will shut it down.
Good job there by Castle's Kittens. They find a 6th round on the board. They just hit back where they just hit. They were like, we should have won that last round if Castle didn't disconnect. Why not do it again? And it works out fantastically for them.
I mean, Sloth, like, crucially was just looking in Narnia when Castle just swung him, and he did have the crosshair placement for Castle swing, like, a millisecond beforehand, but was not aware, and did get taken down. But looks like they might just go for the same garage default again.
We go.
I'd love to see Kozu adapt, like you were saying, and throw a slow orb off rip instead of this Sage Wall. I mean, just kind of burning it in the first 2 seconds of the round every single time, including both
That's
slows
two
there.
slows on top of each other.
Oh, but Darcy with the walkdown is going to catch stats this time.
Go, go, go.
And no trade either because he was alone, so this
But
will
Mischievous
accelerate over
has
to
to
A.
go crazy with the singer.
Finds one, but that's all he'll get for his trouble. Just some tag up on the castle, but it stalls long enough for these floods to come in. Sloth is already here on the backside, and Raccoon is out as well. The timing on the swing, but the shots go wide. Clancy finds a shot onto Raccoon. Dorothy tries to slide in to the hero, but Clancy trades it as well. A 1v2 now for Kozu. Players on Castle's Kittens, very low HP. A sheriff shot to the body should kill both of these players here. So as Kozu walks up close, the shot goes wide,
Could not
and
find the
Clancy
shot.
finds the third. I mean, an unfortunate series of events there for Dorothy and
A
Friends.
tragic lift from the Omen. And
Yeah, can we get that in slow-mo on the replay? I want to see that one again, because Dorothy
we
with a
gotta look
great
in
opener
the
there.
replay.
And Misuse is getting
And
one
Misuse
and
is-
some extra credit.
Yeah. Evil Mega Knight couldn't updraw fast enough, but full running gun by Castle and
Oh
an
no.
unfortunate whip
Oh
on
no.
the Kojo and placing the turret is just so hard to win the round after that.
100%. A 7th round now for Castle, and Castle's Kittens on this attack half here, so looking to convert it into an 8th round, but there's a lot of ultimates here for Dorothy and friends, so as they begin to pushing down C Long again, understanding
Just immediately
Castle,
breaking the wall again.
yeah, Castle's Kittens love to start mid and break this wall, so they're taking advantage. They know there's not a lot of heavy C presence early on. Look how far up walk they are, so while they execute onto the B site, it could be a
Raccoon is really
security.
insane killing Castle, but
Lance gonna come in. These flankers are coming pretty quick. Stats seems to be relatively
Deploying
aware.
drone.
Zeus is just trying to hold on to A-Link, but Clancy pushing forward, catches him out there.
Target down.
So A-Link control is going to go the way
can't
of
get
Castle's
Domino.
Kittens.
Stats going
enemy
crazy
remaining.
in the pocket and
Deploying.
It's just Kozu alone,
Evil
not
Mega
gonna
Knight
find it.
will jump on Kozu and take them out.
Yeah, honestly, a strong first half
Switching
out from Castle's
sides.
Kittens. We saw how much they struggled with the Yoru ISO comp yesterday on this map against Dorothy and friends, coming in with that new composition where they found success in the semifinal, excuse me, finding even greater success this time around. They struggled a little bit more against Piplup Pookies this time, saying that they, not having these troubles as much. And we see again, it's just a well-rounded, well-oiled machine. Clancy had heroic rounds. Stats had rounds where he was having high impact. Obviously, we're going to talk about Castle, but you can see that all of these players are working in tandem to find success for this team. And Dorothy and friends, they need to find a way to answer.
Yeah, I mean, Dorothy and friends, they love just 1v1 swinging people, and their shots seem to not be connecting. Looks like they're trying to do the fast garage thing again, and Domino
Too
is
slow. Go.
Yeah, just kind of
Left
swallowed the
alone,
breach
Island,
flash
yeah.
there. But look at this 4-man instant flank. There's no flank utility from the side of Dorothy and friends, so they may take some deep inserts here. Dorothy is
Spike
holding onto the
planted.
CT smoke, and they wall garage, but how long before they're aware of this flank? And
Miss
will they
Eustace has
expect
to
this
go.
many players?
insane.
Finds none for his trouble. Swing out from backside. Slob tack down to 1 HP. Dorothy's 1 HP as well. Kozu now 1
Kozu.
HP. Raccoon close, gonna get traded out as well. Sloth finds one there. A second on the shot, and Dorothy with the trade on the swing out. Sloth goes huge with the bandit, finding 2 there. It's a pistol round converted for Dorothy and friends. Very important from them there to keep them alive in this first match.
Has such low HP bars, but tragic for Castle's Kittens could not find the closing kills on Dorothy and Sloth to win the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where it's an unfortunate 4v5 have to retake there. They find a couple of the picks that they're looking for, but the trade's just barely not going their way, especially being down that one singular player. That was all the difference, honestly, in that round. Sloth finding that second kill onto Evo Mega Knight was all the difference.
It's like, they probably want to just do the same C hit again, but Castle is
He's flying around the map.
yeah, like, the rookies are coming in, Dorothy's out.
Gonna play for the retake. You wonder, Dorothy, will he walk forward with this judge? He's gonna hear the noise. He finds the burst through the smoke. Dabi tries to flood out CT. Evo Mega Knight
The
forced up
wall
on
by
the wall.
Kozu just
Clancy gonna get run down a little bit here by Dorothy. Trying to right-click kill. It's gonna drop the judge, but meanwhile, Misuse is pushing forward to come in. Trade is gonna
remaining.
trade it successfully. Stats
Kozu
alone
was
with
trying
just
to
a
knife
classic.
Misuse's.
A relatively clean anti-eco handled out from there
Yeah.
from Dorothy and friends. Just one player going down, a couple of light armors broken. Should be a pretty strong bonus round coming in here for Dorothy and friends. That shot through the smoke with the judge really kind of opened things up. Dorothy finding 2 there before finally going down to the right click.
I mean, Castle was getting ready to try to slide out the smoke. Could have broke Dorothy's cross replacement, but it's not fast enough because Dorothy was very aware of many garage players.
A bit of a different look coming in here for Dorothy and friends. They're going to start very heavily over towards A. We saw something similar from Castle and friends, but this time, or sorry, Castle's Kittens. This time they allowed Dorothy to kind of go and do his own thing over towards C Long. And look at Castle sending it forward.
Oh.
With the judge, he's gonna get caught out there, maybe not anticipating as many players to be there. And look at the reactions from Castle's Kids. They're all sprinting towards towards A. But now finally the turret gives it away. It was actually all a ruse. And Dorothy is all the way up with this judge. The rest of the team flooding in behind him. A 5v4 post plant is sure to come here.
Dorothy
Look at him go.
gets Clancy as well, and
That's 3. My ult's ready.
it's just like tragic first gun run for Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, we could be looking at a flawless here. No, Stats shuts that down, does find one for his trouble, but still a 1v4 now at this point. Rather difficult to do. He's slowed up as well. Sloth is going to finally put him away, so a very, very well-handled bonus round. Suddenly, Dorothy and friends looking to be well into this half. It's going to force Castle's Kittens back onto an eco, and that lead has evaporated.
I mean, some tragic holds like the Abu Dhabi, like the rotate towards A just faked after Castle tried doing something insane when people were just looking right at him. Could not get the kill on misuses, and that's a tough round to lose.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Castle just going to buy another judge. I mean, he feels confident that he can handle things, you know, on the lesser weaponry. I think Clancy might have snuck into that pocket. You wonder if the drone will check. Yeah, it will spot him out. So now Clancy's stuck in this corner. He's going to be stunned up, blinded up,
Okay.
aftershocked. Almost snuck away, but not quite there.
Yeah.
And the instant reaction to Abu Dhabi is going to try and walk forward. Going to be spotted out. Probably about to be run down here. Here comes Sloth, but Evo Mega Knight is
with
going to
the
catch.
amazing shot.
Yeah, I mean, Sloth was just a little too tunnel vision there onto Abu Dhabi, but meanwhile, Dorothy again exploring some space that seems to be open. The A bomb site is going to be his should he take it right now, and he will. So it's going to be a 4v4 retake, and with the lesser weaponry for Castle's Kittens, it is going to be a difficult one.
I mean, you gotta look at Castle. Could be fast on this flank.
It's true.
Did pick up a Phantom.
Spike planted.
Stat seems to be aware. He's going to spot him out.
Castle just 1 HP, but he's gonna be a nuisance for the offense, just being so scared.
Look at Dorothy pushing forward, recognizing he needs to make a play happen, but Evo Mega Knight and Stats both find one as well, so it's gonna be Kozu alone in a 1v2. However, Castle's Kittens don't know exactly where yet, checking hell. Going to clear that out.
They need to get on the bomb.
Tap onto the spike. Stats gonna go down the half onto the spike. Evo Mega Knight is gonna get taken down! Kozu with the 1v2 clutch, and the substitute player, the lowest rank on Dorothy and friends, comes and brings it across the line to tie up the score. It's going to put Castle's Kittens back down, you know, evaporate their lead, their 4-round lead that they had coming into this half. They haven't found any success, and despite the fact that they made it look so winnable there, Kozu brings it across the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, the first time these two teams played, I think Dorothy and friends started on attack, and they kind of just rolled Castle's Kittens over and over, and we're starting to see it again with these aggressive plays from Dorothy, especially.
And you see just a big heavy group over towards C here. The jump spot is going to note a couple players here, so it's going to give it away a little bit.
Yeah, but there is a stack forming right now.
Bomb grenade out.
Dorothy and friends thinking better of just slamming through the C site, through all of this utility, recognizing that some rotates probably have come through at this point, so they're going to look to re-explore a little.
Might just look to slam A with everyone there. And Stats is it's the same thing we saw against the Soviet. It's giving up the whole site, kind of wanting them to use every piece of their util to try to get onto the site with no one on it.
Yeah, you know, the site smoke does come down, but none of the players flooding in behind it. It looks like Stats is just going to go for the Hunter's Fury on the plant here. The wall into CT does find 2 tags.
As well.
Finds it on excuses, but that's the go sign for Castle and Clancy as well, as they're all flooding into the site now. It's overwhelming Dorothy and friends completely. The last player going to be cleaned up and held by Evo Mega Knight. I mean, just absolutely crumbles apart. That Hunter's Fury finding so much information and so much damage, causing enough chaos that allows 2 players to fly out of heaven in Castle and Clancy, who find picks of their own as they open up that retake.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Castle's Kittens need. They just need their back in, and the Stats just really killing that retake with the Hunter's Fury, getting them off the bomb. Dorothy was like scared of just getting beamed down as well, and they just capitalized on that.
Yeah, and it breaks a strong series of rounds for Dorothy and friends, resets a little bit of the momentum there, but there are 4 ultimates here for Dorothy and friends, so a lot of potential here coming into this round. Castle and friends, they started with a read over towards C, Castle's Kittens had a read over towards C, and so now trying to reassess and re-rotate back, but they recognize that A presence is a little fake out from Dorothy, they're not quite believing it, and they're staying stacked towards C, which is the right call here as well. Sloth with the classic walk up and take a gunfight B that he loves to do so much. He's alone on this island. Clancy finds the first and drops the bomb.
Spike
Kozu
down.
trades it.
We'll pop
One
the
for
res.
one.
Both reses are popped.
All
Kozu
these
put
players are
down
so
so
low.
low.
Evo Mega Knight looking for the timing on the swing. The dink out. Clancy 140 onto Dorothy. Again, so many players so tagged up. Evo Mega Knight has slipped out backside, however. Hasn't been noted quite yet until he gets the kill there. Stats
Stats
out
going
from Garage.
Enemy remaining.
The
Back
reload
shot for
is
Castle. Oh my
terrific.
goodness. I mean, just a really well assessed, well handled round from Castle's Kittens, recognizing that A presence
Race
is
into the spike
relatively
sites.
fake, relatively false, and having
Yeah.
so many players towards C. As the reses went back and forth and the damage ticked down, Evo Mega Knight was slowly sliding out towards backside, and he caused so much chaos when he finally revealed his presence by taking out a player on site. It allowed Stats to take his own timing and find 2 from Garage.
Yeah, I mean, it was so tough. I mean, Dorothy and friends, they did have, like, all the ults. We see this Killjoy turret has been a nuisance to them going in Garage, and, yeah, they have the C read, but they know Dorothy and
Revealing
friends love just faking their hits so much. But Stats will spot out just Dorothy.
Yeah,
The stun kinda bad. Rolling
Recognizing
Thunder
with the,
invested.
yeah, with the Rolling Thunder invested, they feel like they can just fast retake in, right? Because they only ulted towards the left side of the site, so Stats and Evo Mega Knight come out. Castle
Spike
pops the
down
overdrive by
A.
Castle
by
going
second on the
insane,
target.
and
He's gonna slide forward now as the upgrab. Evo Mega Knight onto Kozu's face with the shorty. A flawless round out from Castle's Kittens.
yeah.
Really
I mean,
well
that's
handled.
exactly what you wanted. You got the brutal out, and they really just crumbled after their post or for their post went. Dorothy and friends just could not close it out after getting the free sight.
Yeah, it's going to be an eco buyout now from Dorothy and friends. You know, they had such a strong start to this attack half, but the adjustment from Castle's Kittens has just been fantastic thus far, addressing the problem of that early C presence, recognizing when Dorothy and friends are looking to do some of these fake pressures. And again, they start heavy towards C. They recognize Dorothy is on his lonesome. He tries to pop the overdrive. He's shut down by Castle. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just going to try and pop into C, but there's 2 players already on the site and a third by in Garage. The alarm bot with the molly, and look, this TP forward. Dabi didn't note it!
What?
Slow TP's in! Gets the free kill! Evo Mega Knight with the trade, however, so all is handled, all is well. We're gonna get to match point. A bit of craziness happening there. Perhaps playing in stretch res and did not see that.
Match point.
The Omen
get a replay
TVs
on
are
that?
so crazy.
Show me that again. I need to see that one back. But it does bring up match point here for
Yeah.
Castle's Kittens on their map pick and Haven, completely flipping the script of what we had seen previously, showing their dominance and asserting themselves as, hey, we're here to play it. We're playing a completely different style of game than what you've seen, and they just can't handle it over at Dorothy and friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. I think Dorothy was trying to go for the neon double slide, which is very flashy, but you don't have your ult out. It's so hard. Dorothy could not pop it in time to actually win a duel against Castle. We'll just
Getting some
take
revenge
Castle's
there.
head off and
Does it the old-fashioned way with his rifle there. It's going to open up the B-bomb site. Smoke's coming down now. They're going to have control of the site. A 4v5 retake situation here. Not a lot of ultimates out for Castle's Kittens either, so it's going to be difficult to breach some of the space. But Evo Mega Knight catches Dorothy trying to take a timing. He's going to flood out onto the backside. It's going to crack it open a little bit, but Misuse is trying to sneak through. Sloth with the trade there onto Evo Mega Knight. Restabilizes there. 4v3 now. Make that 4v2. 4v1 as
enemy
Misuse
remaining.
finds 2. Raccoon with the back shot onto Clancy with his knife out there.
yeah, I
Gonna be a
mean, they
ninth
really
round on the
needed
board.
that round. Castle just kind of unaware of Darky just being mad and just aim doing him, and does get the kill to just win the round.
Yeah, a good job there by Misuses to find 2 picks into A-Link towards the back end of that round as well, re-establishing and asserting themselves on the B-bomb site right as Evo Mega Knight caught Dorothy overstepping a little bit. It got hairy, but they took care of business here, so just 3 more opportunities now for Castle's Kittens to close things out on map 1.
It's like they're gonna go for something in the mid. Maybe Dorothy's just gonna try to send it. Who knows, they're kind of slowed down, but Stats always loves walking up A-long, just trying to do something, and the owl drone coming in, the flood smoke out. Castle just
finds
gets
the
a random spam, and
A lot of damage ticks away too, but Sloth pushing forward isn't going to find into Abu Dhabi as well.
One enemy remaining.
A 1v5 now
it's
for
a
Kozu.
1v5 for
Down B.
Kozu.
I don't think it's doable.
Flawless.
That's going to be map number 1, a flawless round for
Defenders
Castle's
win.
Kittens to close things out. Really asserting themselves here in the latter stages of this event. 13-9 on map number 1. Dorothy and friends going to have to look to answer on their own map pick of Sunset. What did you see kind of coming away from Haven that went so differently and allowed Castle's Kittens to find success?
I mean, as we've said before, like every single individual player on Castle's Kittens has their moments of greatness. Like we saw Evil Mega Knight stats, Clancy, Castle, and the Abu Dhabi do some crazy things to just hold their defense, which was hard for them the first time they played. But Castle, especially on the Neon, not playing the Yoru ISO comp, really like shored up their weaknesses on their defense, being able to just flood way more easier or flood easier with the Neon Jet than the Yoru ISO.
Yeah, almost definitely. I feel like it was just a completely different look from Castle's Kittens. They really took care of business. They looked even better than they did against Piplup Pookies. So I'm scared coming into this map number 2. This was Dorothy and Friends map pick. So now we're going to go into Sunset where we just saw Castle's Kittens dominate. So we're going to take a short break before we jump into map number 2. The excitement is not over. Don't go anywhere.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Carnation Clash. We're on match point for Castle's Kittens after their performance on Haven. Darky and friends will need to come back. Um, yeah, are you
Yeah,
excited?
I'm super excited. As we jump into our very exciting map number 2, I do want to remind everybody at home what the point of all of this really is. As much as the Valorant is very fun, we're doing it for a great cause. This time around with Carnation, it's raising money for the Immigrant Defense Project. They help combat a fascist political project persecuting our immigrant neighbors. So they work on upstream issues like immigration reform and downstream issues like providing legal counsel to immigrants and support community defense groups and provide messaging around our unjust immigration system. We're raising money for them right now. If you type !IDP in the chat, it'll give you more information as well as a donation link that will cycle through as well. If you're curious as well, we have a link in our bio as well as our Discord. So we ask that you please, if you have the means or the ability, that you donate to our cause. That's the reason why we're playing this tournament in the first place. And with that being said, we're jumping into a very exciting map of Sunset. We saw Castle's Kittens extremely dominant in the semifinal on this very map. This is their map pick. They are on match point. Their confidence must be at an all-time high. I'm curious what you're looking for from Darthy and friends to kind of break that mental rut that they might be in right now.
I think Darky and friends really need to pull it together. We saw a lot of just pure 1v1s given to Castle's Kittens, and they're really on point. Their aim is amazing. I know like most of the players on both teams are really good, and everyone's had their moments, but Darky and friends really need to pick up the pace. They need to try to make some hero plays happen if they want to win Sunset after they saw the dominating performance of Castle's Kittens last game.
Yeah, most definitely. And as we look at the agent selections coming in, it is more of the same from Castle's Kittens. They've been sticking tried and true to this comp all day so far. The Neon from Castle, the Clove from Clancy, the Jet from Evo Mega Knight, Sova from Stats, Killjoy from Abu Dhabi. It's just been constant attacking pressure. Meanwhile, on the side of Darthy and friends, a bit of a switch up coming out. Darthy playing Yoru. It's the first time we're seeing him on another agent other than Neon. Misuse is on that comfort role, Sloth on that comfort role as well, but Kozu is going to be playing a Deadlock. So a Deadlock single Sentinel on Sunset. It's a bit of an interesting composition. I'm curious what your thoughts are on their team comp and how it's going to play into them as they start on this defensive half.
I mean, it's really interesting. They're trying to play like double flashes with the Yoru and Breach, but Breach is traditionally used with like dive duelists. So I would have liked to seen like Darky playing like a Waylay. I don't know if he's played Waylay like that, but Waylay or Neon or like even a Raze with the Breach could like really do well because they know the Abu Dhabi his util is pretty good for holding sites, and Darthy, his clone will have to do a lot of work, and then Kozu with the Deadlock will be pretty amazing at dealing with Castle and Evo Mega Knight their double dive, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, you wonder if that was part of the reasoning behind this compositional change, right? The stun and the slow just didn't seem to be enough, so maybe a net instead, right? Because Castle was kind of just running through a lot of these slows. Didn't seem to care, so maybe something that causes a little harder of a stop here. But I think you're right. It's interesting. They've had this Breach all throughout the tournament from Raccoon, who's been throwing fantastic utility, and initially playing on the Neon, you can imagine how you can capitalize off that. But the Yoru play style is a little different, and it's a little harder to see how you're going to capitalize off of the Breach stun and the flash, so I'm curious to see how that will play out. As we jump into this first pistol here, it's going to be Castle's Kittens starting on the attack here with just a bit of a mid approach and a mid default.
The Castle is Psycho running it in.
Good Omen blind
Look
out.
at
It's going to deny.
Yeah, but trying to inch their way back. Darthy will have to go big here. He doesn't have a TP up.
Oh, he does spot some players
does.
out. So a great job there of getting the information. It's going to allow the players to start to rotate in, but Castle's just speeding it forward, running forward. It's going to cause Stats to catch Darthy off guard here. There's no flood yet. So these two players in CT are going to have an opportunity perhaps to find a gunfight, but relatively denied right now as the spike plant's going to come in. It's a 5v4 post-plant situation.
Yeah, Aftercharge was just so late. Couldn't even kill the Abu Dhabi, but Sloth will kill the Abu Dhabi, but Clancy going huge just taking out Kozu, but
Oh, Raccoon finds 2 into CT,
Raccoon
so
got
now it's
two,
suddenly
yeah.
a 2v2. The swing out from Jen,
Player
Sloth is good as well, so
standing.
Castle now in a 1v1, he's gonna slide into the smoke. Both players kind of tagged up. The shot out from Castle's gonna be good. Snaps Sloth's head off, and another pistol round goes the way of Castle's Kittens. They establish an early presence here on Sunset.
yeah, I mean, it was a bit scary. It feels like Raccoon is going to have to use a lot of their own util for themselves with, I don't know how coordinated they are with their swings, but Raccoon did make the round very winnable, did get 2 coming out of, I think, Alley, but it looks like they're going to try to go for some aggro play.
Yeah, and I think Dorothy and friends getting their guns from the flea market. Not much weaponry going on there as they look to take a bit of an aggressive mid approach. So Dorothy eats the dart and TPs away, but there's 2 players inserted pretty deep here. Castle might run into some trouble as they continue to press forward. Sloth taking forward space in his smoke. How far will he creep? He took a good timing swing out there. He catches Clancy unaware. The stun is going to be good on the Castle. Dorothy walking down. The judge, however, is going to shut him down.
Yeah, the stun doesn't really matter with this shotgun, and they have just left A completely alone, and it's like they're just gonna take the free site.
A correct assessment from Castle's Kittens, recognizing with so much pressure towards mid, grouping towards A is the way to go, but Raccoon does find a tag and a kill onto the Abu
Spike
Dhabi. It's going to
down
drop the
A.
spike momentarily. No gun collected yet, but still a 4v3. The aftershock in the blind is going to be strong on the Castle, but meanwhile, he doesn't
Castle.
care. He finds 2 with the judge anyway. And Raccoon tagged down to low HP again.
Last
Not much
player
utility found.
standing.
It's just a classic for Kozu as Evo Mega Knight finishes off Raccoon, so a 1v2 now. Creeping forward, just a net to play with.
Perhaps the grab net might be used to get Evil Mega Knight, but
With the dart spotting
Util
it
is
out
not
now
gonna
as
be
well.
invested in. Yeah.
Cleaned up the round. So it got scary for a second, but Castle, being a bit of a hero there up in the A-Link, fully blinded up, finds 2 kills with the judge,
Killed
doesn't
it.
seem to care if he can
And
see
them.
his opponents or not. It's an anti-eco converted and a bonus round, a relatively weaker bonus round than what we've seen thus far from Castle's Kittens, but nonetheless on the cards here for them coming into this first force buy from Dorothy and Friends.
I mean, it feels like Raccoon is kind of taking over, doing some hero plays, like by themselves, like not really having their teammates capitalize on their own util. But Dorothy is forced to teleport away immediately, but Sloth will just spray down Castle and put a stop to whatever is happening. But
It
Just
seems
grab
like they
that.
don't want to stop the pace, so you wonder when the grab knight comes. The swing out from Sloth, he's going to find it onto Clancy. Evo Mega Knight swinging through, catches the timing on the grab net. Kozu with the spray down on the Spectre, it doesn't
One
matter, finds
enemy
both,
remaining.
and it's just going to be stats alone in this 1v4.
yeah, I mean, this deadlock wall gonna stub stats, and Dorothy will take him down.
Yeah, really well handled anti-bonus round out there. That first pick from Sloth was crucial on the Castle. They were looking to do a fast market split. It kind of crushed all of their momentum at that point. They still tried to force it through, but in tandem with Kozu, even though the grab net didn't find the most amount of value,
Yeah.
was able to help clean up the round with the Spectre there. And then Dorothy, like you said, hitting the final shot there onto stats, cleaning up the round. So our first real buy, real full gun round coming in is really going to set the tone for the rest of this first half.
It's looking like perhaps an A fake coming out from Castle.
Yeah, just a bit of map exploration, right? A dart towards elbow, just the Neon and the Sova. Meanwhile, the other 2 players working up towards B to Abu Dhabi is meant to control all of mid, but alone with the spike here, with Sloth
Yeah, I
being
mean,
so far
the deadlock
inserted.
just left all of B, and they did see that the wall was broken, and
Sloth looking for a
might draw
timing.
some
The
rookies.
Abu Dhabi, though, catches him out. Over aggression from Sloth there. Their smoke's completely eradicated now. It's going to cause some chaos and some repositioning now. A site looking like the weak side as all of these players have flooded
Yeah.
over towards B. Castle's Kittens reassessing, taking it slow, just reworking some space. They're not committing to a site yet. And look, they're pulling all away again over towards A. It's just clustered chaos from the side of Dorothy and Friends. They don't know where to go. They don't have any information. And it's allowed the B site to just kind of open up for free here now.
Yeah, and even though they hit the stun sensor, it's just not enough, as Kozu might be able to hit one with the grab net. But
Wonder when Evo Mega Knight will choose to play on this lure. Could be very crucial in tackle as so many players spotted out towards CT. I don't think they're
Yeah.
considering it really at all. Evo Mega Knight with the
Evo Mega
backstab
Knight's
coming
gonna
in,
go
just
so
creeping up.
huge here.
Look at this trigger discipline. How many will he find? There's one. Goes for the second onto Raccoon. No, is traded out by Dorothy, and Raccoon finds the aftershock onto Castle as well. Stats with the refrag. 3v2 now. Swing out from Stats.
One
Goes
enemy
for the
remaining.
trade 1-for-1. A 1v2 now for Misuses. He's creeping forward. Has a lot to do on his shoulders. Not a lot of time left to play. The swing out is not going to be good as Stats shuts it down. There's 3 on the round. Castle's Kittens find a way to continue to roll.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Stats
this
has been
reminds
so
me, it was
impactful
one
in like
time when
all of
I,
these rounds. It's so hard for a Darthy and friends to actually do anything. Even Mega Knight could have went huge, but only did manage to get 1. But it's so hard to retake. You don't have nearly enough util, but Castle did get taken down by the aftershock. I don't know how that happened, but looks like it might be another potential fake because the spike is towards B.
Yeah, I think just staying with this
Revealing area.
1-2-2 default kind of thing here. This A fight out from Darthy and Friends is going to allow them to deny that initial A control. But with these 3 players over towards here, I would not be surprised to see them start to run away pretty quickly. They rotate so fast, and I feel like they're overplaying these rotates. Again, Sloth gets caught out. First pick given away. Your smokes are dead again. Castle's going to accelerate forward, finds a
Castle.
sliding kill onto Misuses. He's looking for more. Shut down by Kozu.
Kozu,
No Mega
amazing
Knight,
shot.
however, finds the refrag. Gonna get shot in the back a little bit, but Raccoon is finally gonna go down, but a lot of damage for their trouble. Meanwhile, the B side is completely open. It's a 3v2 post-plant situation coming on.
Stats has got to be careful. Only taken down by Darthy, and 2 ults could be
Spike
available
planted.
to use. As
And here comes the Yoru ult, going to find information on both players now. The Rolling Thunder gonna be committed as well, but
player
Abu Dhabi got the kill onto Raccoon with the volley and pulls them
Abu
up
Dhabi, oh
with
my
the
god.
Bulldog. Oh my goodness, Dorothy coming out of the ult, just not able to find that kill. It's a 4th round on the board by Castle's Kittens. An unfortunate circumstance as they committed both of those ultimates and find absolutely nothing for it.
Yeah, their incredible retake ultimates just really fumbled the mark. I don't know how Raccoon died to a nanoswarm, but that's a really devastating loss by them.
Oh no, just an unfortunate whiff out from Dorothy. Not an opportune time for him. Somebody who has been absolutely dominant throughout this series. Just a moment, a lapse in aim, and a lapse in ability there. It's starting to snowball a little bit. You start to get concerned if you're Dorothy and friends, because this is the elimination map for you. It's now or never, and it's starting to look a little more like never than now.
Yeah, I'm definitely concerned about Darthy on the Yoru. Of course, like, Neon and Breach would go so big on this map, and I mean, there's so many people towards A. You see Castle all the way through mid. Sloth did get a good kill, but
A great first pick, and you know Sloth, he loves to go for more. Castle finds a shot onto Misuses. Look at him go. He continues to press forward. Absolutely no fear against the Abu Dhabi, despite just having a sheriff. Looks to reposition now as Evo Mega Knight does spot him out on that flood. Castle as well in tandem, so the B site going to be given up here. Kozu popping the ultimate, but Castle sliding to avoid it, so finds nothing off of that now. The swing out and then get traded by Dorothy.
Through the door, yeah. Evil Mega Knight is trying to go huge here.
You should run.
And
The
the
lockdown here.
lockdown.
It's going to put a lot of time pressure onto Dorothy and friends to make this retake happen faster rather than later. Raccoon does find the trade, so it's a
We'll
2v2.
take him down, yeah. But
Position from
will they
Sloth.
be
Do they
aware
consider
of...
it?
Yeah.
Last
Stas
player
is very aware.
One
Shot up from
enemy
Raccoon is
remaining.
good, but it's just going to make the decision to save at this point, recognizing with the Hunter's Fury, there's just not really the opportunity to convert with such low HP. I don't know about this call, Arya. Deciding to save in the 1v1, the opponent is 15 HP. You're not even going to try and get the Hunter's Fury out. It's a 5th round on the board for Castle's Kittens. They must be feeling absolutely phenomenal at this point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's just no calm on the HP of Silva, but I feel like Raccoon definitely could have made something happen. Like, even getting the Hunter's Fury out would be amazing for them, but they have no ults against 3 pretty good ults.
Yeah, I imagine temperature check-wise, they're not doing so great on the side of Dorothy and friends. It's a round where they had the first blood, but again, Castle is just able to slip all the way through mid, unpunished, finds that kill, doesn't go down until so much later in the round, and then the trades just aren't quite there. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to find a way to get some rounds and claw some together. We've seen Castle's Kittens run away with this map once already on the defensive map, and they're starting to do it on attack as well.
Go, go, go.
I mean, it feels like they're hoping their Breach Stun fake would scare off Casual's Kittens, but there's no one-way smoke to scare them off.
Yeah, they're just going to continue to walk forward. They already got through all of that initiator utility, and for the very free cost of like a dart, and that's it. And this drone is finally going to spot some players out, but Castle has walked up and killed Raccoon, so now Misuse is stunned up alone on the gearbox.
Yeah.
Too slow.
See you later. A 5v3
Honestly,
now.
Might just have to elect to save again, like Swap going for a hero play, perhaps.
Yeah, holding out the Omen blind. You wonder if some of these
We'll need
players
to wait
the Omen
for
blind.
his teammates.
There's no
but
follow-up, however. Where's
Yeah.
the rest of the team?
Evo Mega Knight
Look at this
and
re-wrap.
Castle going on an insane rap, and Swap will find one, but Evo Mega Knight and Shots are cleaning it up.
Yeah, just really well executed, well handled game plan from Castle and Friends. Recognition that they're blowing all of this utility defensively on A main instantly on any kind of presence, but then they have nothing left to deny the second fight, right? So they see nobody behind that utility and they fall back into these deeper positions. They don't keep that deep info line, so they're not aware of the fact that the players are walking up behind that initial wave of utility so far until it is just too late and that site is completely busted open. And then you see them re-wrap, continue to aggress. It's just constant in-your-face gameplay from Castle's Kittens.
I mean, I don't know what the call was, but it's so tough there wasn't a one way to even scare them off.
Look, Castle is trying to bait noise. The dart scan's 4, however,
Yeah.
so no communication on the dart break. Whatever fake presence they were trying to generate, it's not working.
I mean, Clancy could go huge on the score, but they have no top mid util because they don't even have a Sage Wall to cover it.
Yeah, I mean, they've already committed the deadlock wall, so it's going to be close to breaking by the time Castle's Kittens even get to B main. It's just slopped over there, I believe, with the Sheriff. Yes, Sheriff only, so there's not a whole lot to keep them on this B bomb site, and you can see they just don't have the information over towards A. They're playing so deep on these lines,
Yeah.
they don't have any idea where's Castle's Kittens could be. They're just making guesses and reads. They seem to be guessing towards the right side. The smoke does come down, so now there's a couple more players over towards B with 50 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like they're going to execute. It comes down to when Clancy activates on his lurk.
Swap will
Swap
get
good
one.
for one.
Swap
A second
gets
as well.
2. Dorothy has to get something. Kozu with the amazing
Spike
kill.
planted.
You have to see Clancy though.
And here comes Clancy on the backline, but it could be too little too late as Dorothy kills Abu Dhabi. Clancy finds 2, but Raccoon is going to be holding it from Market. The stick is coming down. Dorothy is going to full stick it here. Now Clancy with the shorty finds it. With the
Has
res as
the
well.
ult,
Going to
though.
come back alive.
My turn.
Obama stick to half, trying to run it down with the stinger. Swing. Trying to come out, going to be stunned up now. The time ticking away. The aftershock comes in as well. Clancy going to have to push forward with the flash as well, going to eat the blind. And there just simply isn't the ability there. Time for the defuse. It got way too close, way too scary, but a thrifty round does come
I'm here
out.
to make money,
Dorothy
not
and
spend
Friends
it.
staying alive in the first half of Sunset.
I mean, Swap hit some nice shots on the people running to site, especially when Evil Mega Knight did make the transfer to a default. But still, these are great ults from Castle's Kittens. Still have yet to be used, but looks like
Yeah, I mean, I think
might.
they just figured they could group B main and pop and execute and trade out, but Sloth was not considered in that close corner, and getting 2 there for the price of 1 really just allowed the rest of the team to flood out. And I mean, Clancy did his best to make it winnable, but it just wasn't quite enough.
I mean, we see this mid aggression already. The stats has to be very careful, as we know how much they love just walking behind them, and I mean, Misuses
I think
has
trying
to
to set a
not
pattern
die to
here.
this, but
I'm out of here.
Does find the kill, but very low HP. Raccoon drops the bomb, but traded out by Clancy and
Spike
Evo Mega
down
Knight as
A.
well, so it's a 3v3 and the site is going to be theirs.
they're gonna have to be careful of Sloth on the work
Spike
behind
planted.
them, but Stats is
considering
very
it.
aware. We'll just take
Finds
him
the
down.
kill
They
almost
don't.
for free there. Dorothy noted out as well. Evo Mega Knight updrafting away to safety. Both of these players coming out of main now, just trying to go fast as Dorothy flashing
Dorothy is
forward, full
team
blind
flashing
teammate.
in.
Player standing.
Kazu has so much to do. There's the Hunter's Fury, and might just elect to save right now.
Yeah, probably making the right call this time
No,
around.
but
with the save,
Evil
but isn't
Mega
going to be
Knight
able to get
won,
away with it.
and-
Aw, thought to try harder.
Just running
I mean, it's
Kozu
so
down.
tough.
It's a 7th round. I mean, if you're Darthy and friends, you finally get back on the board with a crucial 50 round, barely goes your way, but then you just kind of get stomped again. And again, I'm going to keep saying it, this lack of information that they have over towards A, they're just not finding success because of it. All of their map chaos and all of their rotations are coming off the back of the fact that they just don't know what's happening on the map. So yes, they push down mid. Okay, we know they're not mid, but we don't know if they're A, we don't know if they're B, and these A players are playing such deep angles. It's allowing Castle's Kitten so much space to just walk up, and they just have an abundance of utility to be able to use when they go for these side executes. So they swap the deadlock over, perhaps an adjustment being made by Darthy and friends. But you wonder, Kozu known to kind of just dump all of the utility quickly
just
and
trying to do anything, but Kozu will be swatted up by the drone, and
I'm out of here.
that's just the
there it
free
is
side
again.
again.
The A side is theirs, this time in a 5v3 fashion, and you do have some big ultimates from Darthy and friends, but you don't have the weaponry behind it. You don't expect them to be able to commit to this, and look at Clancy. I mean, just perfectly played on this lyric. You wonder when the activation comes. Here it comes. There's one. The shot onto Raccoon.
Enemy
Two.
remaining.
Yeah, Clancy is
alone on the
amazing,
lurk.
and look at one, and
Finds one.
Castle is amazing.
Just a bit of toying with him there. A little bit of fun.
I mean, it's so
8
tough for
rounds
them.
now.
They do have like 4 ults online, but they gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, at this 8-2 scoreline, traditionally you view Sunset, at least I do, as a more defensive comp, defensive-sided map. Teams struggle, especially pug teams, you know, for these kinds of events, struggle a lot on attack. We've seen the attacking team struggle significantly on Sunset throughout this tournament. Castle's Kittens have had absolutely no problem with it at all, so you fear for Darthy and friends, even if they're able to convert a couple more of these rounds. Is it too little, too late?
How Castle with the ding onto Zeus just can't get him, but stops with the
Spike
shot
down
dart
mid.
kill, and Trace came out, and they do have the bomb.
Here's the blind in the swing, and again, Sloth with
And
another
just an
overstep. I mean, just
overswing, yeah. It's
overplaying
so
his
tough.
hand a
He
little bit.
lost all control of the bomb.
Yeah, Raccoon looking for the re-wrap. The timing is going to be a little interesting here, right? As Raccoon begins to walk up A to try and recollect some of that space. Clancy and Stats have also made the decision to re-wrap. I don't know if Raccoon is going to consider this positioning. The timing could be everything here. Here comes the
Last
swing. Does
player
find the first, but the
standing.
trade is good
Last
from
player
Clancy. A
standing.
1v1 now. The bomb still drops. So Kozu with just a Sheriff is going to try and reclaim that space. Hasn't been noted quite yet. Clancy has to check all of these angles, but the bomb has been collected. And just going to run back towards A. It's the correct read, and the site is going to be his. So a 1v1 post plant coming up here. There will be guns to be collected, however, for Kozu. So an opportunity now. You wonder if Clancy considers the re-wrap flank after planning here.
Yeah, but
30
Clancy will
seconds left.
have the resurrection offline
Spike
after
planted.
this plan, and
Drop in a smoke.
pings are coming out for one of the teams, but Clancy just has to play this post plant.
Yeah, just being aggressive here, walking through his own one-way, just continue to wrap here, and you wonder how long it takes Kozu to check all these angles, and with the tap, it's such an open plant, it gives Clancy a lot of opportunity here. And with a one-way onto the bomb, not really feeling the pressure yet, perhaps feeling it, and the swing out from Clancy's gonna be good! A clutch out there in that 1v2, a 9th round on the board, and really just a steamroll express
round before
running
the
over
switch.
Darthy and friends at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many ults online, like, you have to use them in this last round. I don't know what kind of thing they want to do with it. It might just be pop every single ult, like, immediately, but
Saving
no
ults for
one-
next half at this point.
yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any ults on the side of Castle's Kittens, like, ever during this map.
Yeah, and you see, we talk so much about how much Darthy has had impact for his team. He's 6-10, so Raccoon has picked up a little bit of the slack. Some of his teammates have picked up a little bit of slack, but with Darthy struggling so much, it's just been absolute dominance from Castle's Kittens. As look at them push and dive into CT with this overdrive here.
Almost out.
3 players grouped up here. Clancy finds a shot onto Kozu. The Rolling Thunder and the Euro ult coming in. Here comes every single ultimate. Just chaos on the site. Clancy and Castle.
Spike down
Raccoon
A.
and Sloth each find ones of their own.
Last player
Stats with
standing.
another shot on Raccoon, and Sloth alone. He is noted in elbow. He's low HP in this 1v2. He's going to have to find a way back in with the Just the Judge. The blind is going to come in. The shock dart's going to tag him as well. But look, they're just running away to B. So disciplined out from Castle's Kittens. Just not going to give Sloth any kind of opportunity to make this round winnable, to isolate any of these gunfights. With the Hunter's Fury in the post plan as well, you have to imagine there's just very little opportunity for him to convert here.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Dark's gonna come back
Spike
in 5
planted.
seconds. Swap Leb's going on these work plays and doesn't even have his gun out.
I don't know if Stats saw him.
One
Here's the
enemy
first for free.
remaining.
Clancy pulling out the gun is going to have the trade. Sloth not expecting the second player to be so close. It's a 10th round, an absolute dominant half out from Castle's Kittens
Switching
on
sides.
their map and match and series and tournament point for Castle and his Kittens.
I mean, this last half is a life and death for them. Misuses might be on Pie Watch. Hopefully not, but this
You know,
is not what
I
you want to
haven't
see.
had enough pie this weekend. I feel like there's been a specific lacking in sweet treat desserts, and I would just love to have another slice. Like, what kind of pie are you looking for? Because I'm personally a big fan of pumpkin pie.
I think pumpkin pie's all right, but I love like the coconut
Placing
pie,
sentry.
and like lemon meringue is so
Coconut
good.
pie. Interesting.
Alarm bot
Just some
The
fast
Abu
little
Dhabi-
A aggression here.
Yeah, but Dorothy is not playing Neon and will not be able to get past this. Actually, will Psycho run and the Abu Dhabi is not prepared for that.
I mean, how can you prepare for that? He's just
Yeah.
full running, flashing through. By Molotov, he's eating hella damage. He just does it anyway. I think at this point, Dorothy, maybe a little frustration coming out there, but you maybe need some heroic plays like that to get some momentum going again as the spike gets planted. Look at these 3 players pushing up towards A link. The flank is going to be noted on Clancy as well, so the backstab coming in, but Evo Mega Knight and Castle find both as well, and Kozu's tacked up low. So a 3v3 now. Looks
Yeah,
to
the
swing
round
the
is just
advantage back
even
in
now
the
after
favor.
3v5.
Oh
Kuzu.
my gosh, and a strong
Last
stun, but
player
Misuses
standing.
trying to be a hero.
Standing.
Stats, he's been in these situations time and time again. The hero for Castle's Kittens throughout this event. The tap onto the spike. Kozu's low HP, sneaking around the smoke. Doesn't find the half quite yet, but the swing is going to be too soon. Stats once again clutching it out, bringing us to an 11th round for Castle's Kittens. Another pistol round converted, and you can almost put it in the deep freeze. I don't see Dorothy and friends bringing this one back.
I mean, it's so tragic. I think Dorothy and Sloth try to swing the people in alley, but they're too aware and turn the 3v5 into a 3v3 and just won out in the trades in the end.
On the bright side for Dorothy and friends, there was a pie aversion. I believe Misuses found 1 or 2 kills that round, so... But the Abu Dhabi is still on the table.
Yeah.
A winning pie would be the best kind of pie, so we could be looking at one of those again. Just going for this fast B aggression for Castle's Kittens, this B trap that they had set up on the pistol. Meanwhile, Dorothy and friends on the force buy. They're just gonna try and run it into market with this breach utility. They're gonna have that space for free, but look, Castle's Kittens understanding that B main space is important. They shut down Raccoon, so they have full control, and a pincer maneuver could be coming relatively shortly here.
Not taken down. Stats is just not ready.
Spike down B. Last player
But
standing.
it's just locked alone in a 1v3, and the shot goes wide, so now match point and 10 opportunities for Castle's Kittens to close this out and be crowned our Carnation Clash
Match
tournament
point.
champions.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically hopeless for the side of Dorothy and friends. Like, again, the
to Lagos as a
the
kid.
lack of
Pulls
neon
yourself.
from Dorothy, I feel like has hurt them immensely on this map, especially with Breach Raccoon has amazing utility, but there's a lack of capitalization from Dorothy and friends.
Yeah, most definitely, and you can see the weaponry is just not there altogether with that force by coming out in the previous round. They're just trying to make anything happen, anything work, but they've read into the wrong site. They have 2 judges that they're going to have to deal with. Clancy's going to swing wide, but are they going to expect Castle? I can't imagine they do.
Smart move.
Sloth, in the meanwhile, finds the player in main as well, so perhaps an opportunity here to open up the site. Shockman does take out Castle, so 2v4 now.
Oh.
But Evo Mega Knight.
Evo Mega
The timing
Knight.
is so good here. But with just a stinger, you wonder how much value. Yep, just the tag up there. Another tag onto Misuses as well. So 2 players very low HP, but no kills found yet. A Sloth comes running in with the Bucky. Keeps us going for another round. Finally, a conversion there for Dorothy and friends.
Yeah, I mean, again, you have to think of it as like, we win this 1 round instead of we need to win, I don't know, like 11 rounds in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
Like round by round, the Abu Dhabi may get a slice of pie, but
We might see a victory slice of pie. I would love to see it personally. But I mean, you look at the rest of the roster for Castle's Kittens. We talked about how well they've all worked together throughout this entire tournament series. All of them are absolutely lighting up the scoreboard at different moments here, and that's what has led us to this 12-3 scoreline.
mm-hmm. I mean, it seems like rotates are coming in to A, but
Here.
it's like it's just gonna be an execute.
Yeah, I mean, nobody home on this B-bomb site, and they use very minimal utility as well to
Placing
take the
swamp
site here,
grenade.
so they're going to have a lot for this post plan, you imagine. But Dorothy, look, he's pushing forward. Evo Mega Knight considers
Dorothy
it. The
gets-
spray is going to be good.
And the crush is
The drone
destroying
coming out
him.
now. Going to spot out Sloth, so here comes the flood. Shot on the Evo Mega Knight, going to get traded. Clancy gets taken down by his own team, Shock Dart.
One enemy
Misuse finds the
remaining.
kill on the stats as well, so Abu Dhabi with just a bandit to do it all in this 1v3. It should be a cleaned up round here for
Make
Dorothy
it.
and friends. They're finding ways to find these rounds for now and keep the series going. Just 8 more opportunities now for Castle and his
Yeah, I
Kittens.
mean, it's just like Stats has some hatred towards Clancy for some reason. Just took him down, but still have many chances for them to close out this match for the whole series and for grand finals.
And I believe the Abu Dhabi did not get any kills that round, so I think we're looking at 3-13 or 3-12 out from them. So still an opportunity for a victory slice of pie. Keep that in mind for the viewing audience at home. Castle
It's
just
like
going to take this
Castle
aggressive
loves this
line.
angle. Could not
Dorothy walks up
make
close.
the play.
A good opener for them, and they need to continue to find these if they want to find a way back into this map. Just going to accelerate back in. Yoru Flash going to be good. The shot onto Evo Mega Knight even better.
Clancy whipping
Sloth
on
finds the kill on
the
the
dart,
Clancy.
and
I'm back.
the Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi
Gets
finds
the
the
kill.
kill!
Enemy remaining.
Eye averted as Dorothy does trade it out to find the third on the round. So now a 4v1 for Stats. We've seen him do some crazy things. I don't know if he can do this one here. Perhaps with some overplays and some oversteps from Dorothy and friends. You see, there's the first
Enemy
one
down.
handed away. Raccoon so far away on this side of the map. Is Stats playing for exits, or is he going to have an opportunity? No, the backstab comes
Quit
in
your
from
tiptoeing.
Raccoon, so cleans it
They're
up
all
there. A
dead.
5th round on the board. They continue to fight and continue to try and claw their way back here, are Dorothy and friends.
Yeah, but we do see these crucial ults come online for Castle's Kittens, and even though they might be on an eco round, it's a pretty strong buy.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is about such an insurmountable amount of rounds is that slowly over time, they're just going to build up these ultimates just by nature of dying. They don't even have to get any kills in the round, and eventually you have to deal with that snowball ult round and get through it. And so you can see they're starting to build those up. The Jet Knives do come in this round, but with the Hunter's Fury and the Overdrive on Castle, you can see they have the opportunity to really steamroll around and just kind of put this thing to bed. As they walk forward, Sloth's timing is bad there. He only spots out the 2 enemies. He doesn't find anything. And look at them accelerate into spawn. Castle is just sending it forward.
Castle
Excuses
is
does come to help.
Did not slide, but Clancy.
Look at Clancy. 1. Oh, but that's all he'll find. Traded out. Good trade from Raccoon to stabilize. A 4v2 now. They've recognized the B side is relatively open, so Stats can look to try and pivot, but Sloth on this late lurk as well is probably going to find a good timing on him. Oh, but maybe not. Stats might slip away here. Oh, picked up the gun. That's going to give the sound cue away.
One
So the
enemy
kill
remaining.
found there. A 1v4 for the Abu Dhabi. I
Spike
don't
planted.
know if he has it in him. Looking for Sloth. Gonna find the first.
We'll
That's a
just
gun
beam him
upgrade as
down.
well.
Might elect to
E3
save,
now, Hunter's Fury.
perhaps.
Yeah, maybe look for some exits just to do some economy damage there. The drone tag does confirm the positioning.
Shock dart.
It's just not a whole lot for the Abu Dhabi to be
Yeah.
able to do here, really. Just looking for some exit damage, some dinks on the way out the door. Not going to find too much as Misusis finds a 3rd on the round there. Really great job from him to help Sloth out as he was getting run down by both Castle and Evo Mega Knight, finding both of those kills in tandem. So really keeping them alive in this map. And he's another guy who has performed pretty strongly throughout this tournament series and maybe finding some lack of success in this grand final, trying to do something. It might be too little too late, but trying his best to find a way into this map and into this series.
Yeah, I mean, Dorothy and friends kind of clawing their way back up after a devastating half so far is they could bring it back.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, and maybe believing in themselves a little more now. You can see that they're playing more disciplined, right? Oh, as I say that,
That's
Castle
tough.
finds the early pick onto Darthy. That's just an unfortunate circumstance. You could see the panicked reactions out from Darthy and friends. They try and retake some space towards mid. I think a potential mid split coming is now another player spotted out in mid. So Castle back on this line.
Yeah,
Stun's
Castle
going to force them back as
stopping
well.
them from going up, and I mean, there's so many ults for Castle's Kittens, and it's so hard without Yoru to do anything.
Just Fury's going to come in here on that door break. Doesn't find anyone quite yet.
Yes.
However, Misuses is going to get caught out.
Spike
Clancy finds
down
another to drop
A.
the spike as well. So now it's 2v5, make that a
player
1v5 now for Slump and all to do, and that is going to be it.
Defenders win.
13-6.
Ayos.
Castle's
That's how we do
Kittens
it.
are your Carnation Clash champions. Dominant 2-0 fashion on Sunset. Starting off, they were the first team we saw on stream. They struggled against Darthy and friends. You know, they kind of got ran down. They looked a little discombobulated, but from that point forward, did not have any more hiccups. I don't think they dropped another map the whole rest of the event. I mean, just fantastic gameplay out from them. Arya, what did you see out there that let them succeed so well?
I mean, it really was like the individuals who are like so good, like doing those hero plays. Like you have Evo Mega Knight. We saw him dunk on people, and UO Stats, UO Clancy, Castle, and even the Abu Dhabi, who's like gold, I think. I don't know,
Yep.
but they all had their moments of greatness, and it really culminated in a very good and solid team.
Yeah, you know, Darthy and friends, they started out so strong. They did a great job throughout this event. Getting to the final was no easy task, and they did show a lot of fight and a lot of flashes of brilliance there. Darthy did have a bit of a rough second map, and that probably led to some of the struggles there that they had in map number 2. But I definitely, on Castle's Kittens, I want to call attention to guys like Stats, guys like Clancy. You know, these are players who, coming into the event, were looking to be more of the supporting cast behind Castle, who is this force of nature out there, as we know, as we've seen in this tournament series, but really almost outshining Castle at times, right? Stats in particular was really the safe hands for that team. There were so many rounds that started to slip away where Stats would just make a play and find 2 or to get a crucial trade that allowed them to convert at the end of the round. So I think they did a great job all around. Congratulations to them as our champions. We're going to take an interview with our winners in just a short minute here. I just want to say thank you on behalf of myself. Arya, thank you for such a tremendous cast. Any closing thoughts before we throw it to the interview?
Thank you too, Chase, and I hope everyone enjoyed this tournament. It was amazing watching all the Valorant, and everything was charity. It was for a good cause, and yeah, I'm excited for Castle's Kittens. And you'll hear from them soon.
2, 1.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm gonna be interviewing them. I'm very excited. Um, Seeing them all play, they're all amazing, and yeah, we'll talk to them.
Oh wow.
Yo,
Hello.
Yo.
Hi,
let's go.
Wait,
Great
Castle.
work,
I want
guys.
to hear your opening thoughts for how your team succeeded.
I think that we all really just had the right mindset. We all knew our role. We knew what we needed to do. I think very quickly it took us one game to warm up where we kind of got destroyed on Haven. We stole the other team's strats, and after that, it was smooth sailing, honestly.
I was so excited watching you play Neon. Like you did some amazing movement. You looked like me out there.
Really, really, that's very flattering. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's all thanks to Dorothy because he dropped 30 on Neon against us. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Anything you can do, I can do better. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Evo Mega Knight. We saw your jet plays. Your knives were so clean. How do you feel about the whole series?
I felt pretty good. We we started off kind of rough for the first game, but I was just cycling to my Evo.
Mm,
So
we saw you dunk on people.
I mean, yeah, it's Mega Knight.
Yeah. And then Clancy, we saw some amazing plays from you. A lot of like spray downs. Your clove was nasty. Some of your res plays were great. How do you feel?
Feel. I don't know. My team really just set me up super well for those plays, giving me good comms. Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying on the cast, like easily any one of you could be top frag of your team, like at any moment. Like we saw, especially with stats, we saw so many hero plays of you just getting two when you shouldn't have. How did you feel across the whole series?
I felt great. I mean, I just got in last second the day before. I just talked to Nora and she got me in, and happy with my team. And I was happy to run it back with Castle. We were on the same team freshman year, so that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And obviously the Abu Dhabi, we saw a lot of side holds from you, especially against Darky, who's a very scary player. How'd you feel? We were watching you almost pie, but
She
I'm
said
glad that you
victory
didn't have a
pie.
slice of pie. It would have been a victory pie, but how are you feeling?
Feeling great. I was just there to slow down and hold sight for them.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
And
honestly, it worked out.
does anyone have anything they want to say to everyone watching?
Um,
Oh, you
yes.
go.
Shout out Nitro Dino for subbing for me
Oh
while I was
shit.
stuck on a plane in
Oh,
Atlanta.
6th member, honorary champion, Nitro Dino. How about if you went to a map 3? I mean, we had the same map 3 in semis and finals of Split. Like, do you think if you would have lost that crazy overtime from semis, do you think you'd still be here?
Um, yeah, I think so. Our split wasn't great, but also similar to the other overtime game that we almost lost. Like honestly, the other team was getting hella lucky the whole time. So yeah, I think we would have closed out on split.
We were losing our
Like
minds
also,
at the end of that
we
Haven.
did see
Yeah.
like Reze the goat kill you from Gen full jumping, which
Yeah,
was very unlucky.
I'll be honest, I was really angry when that happened, but we kept our heads high.
That was
That's
the
great.
loudest I've heard Caden yell all weekend. He's been pretty mad at us.
Yo.
All right. Anything else we want to cover before we wrap? Nothing to say to the
I
stream?
think so.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks for playing. Big ups.
Thank you. Thank you for having
guys
us.
played the
We
most
appreciate
games.
it.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, we have
Well,
a
it
forfeit, so we didn't play the most
didn't
games.
quite play for the most games, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
All right.
all are the goods, though, for sure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
World
GGs.
champions. GG's, guys.
GG.
Peace.
Best silver in NA. Peace.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, that's all we got for the stream. The caster's already signed off, but from production, I just want to say thank you to everyone that helped. That our casters, Chase and Arya, did a great job, and our observers, Dyson, Jackson, and Caden. I mean, they killed it. Honestly, it was like kind of a lot to ask with no practice, and I felt like we did an okay job of it. And then Michael did a lot of the graphics and the socials, and Nora did a lot of the adminning. So big ups to everyone on the team. Again, if you have the opportunity, if you have any spare cash, sending that to the Immigrant Defense Project. I'm sure you've heard Chase through the read about 100 times at this point, but it's a really important cause to us, and we feel it should be to you as well. So throw a couple dollars in there if you have it. Exclamation mark IDB in the chat. I don't know when we'll be back. We've been doing these every 2 months, so join the Discord if you want to stick around. Thanks, everyone.
Big ups. Thanks for making it happen.
Bye.